Begin again in the night. Let's sway again tonight. Your arm on my shoulder, your cheek against
right. Welcome everybody to another session of Amongst the Giants here on Forgebreaker. Happy to have you guys here. It is going to be an exciting night as we have a brand new party after the glorious TPK that was 2 weeks ago against the Aboleth Osith in the Yartar sewers. Tonight we get to start off with something new and begin again, as the theme is for tonight. Quickly cover what we have coming up this week. First up, tomorrow is Face Game Night, 10:30 p.m. I don't know if I'm actually going to play, but we'll see. Gentleman Joe, thank you so much for the host. Very much appreciated. Not sure if I will be playing 76 on stream tomorrow or not. Kind of looking forward to just sitting down and playing the game. So I may just do it off stream. But if I do, then we'll kind of deal with it. I might post, and if I do, I'll post it on Twitter, and you guys can always come and hang out. Friday, D&D replay, 8:30, and then closing out the night at 9 p.m. Stealing Dragons returns. We are session 3 for that. Should be a lot of fun. Fell Entropy returns on Sunday. Tyranny on Tuesday. Fallout 76 goes live next Wednesday, so I'm going to stream on that as well. And then Giants, the next session is going to be November 21st. See if everybody's ready. You guys ready here?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
No.
See if we can make it through this session without dying.
Maybe.
No promises. That'd be crazy.
No promises. All right. So, Bear Team 6 is no more. The party ventured...
Yeah, fuck those guys.
No.
F's in chat. The party ventured deep into the Aboleth Osith's lair and would ultimately meet their untimely fate at the tentacles of this beast and buried into their watery graves with some poop-filled water for some added salt to the wound. But tonight is all about new beginnings, and as such, we begin again with new adventurers in the far north, the city of Bryn Shander. Is that correct, Ren?
Yeah, I think it's just Bryn Shander.
Okay. All right.
It's actually pronounced Bryn Shander.
Bryn Shander.
Bryn.
Not Levios.
Bryn Shander.
It's actually pronounced Brian.
Is it really?
Get out. Get out.
No,
Really?
it isn't.
Yeah.
That was a joke.
Get out.
I will. So,
I'd rather play the Aboleth party.
unfortunately, we start our session with a character death as Argron has already met his untimely fate to the icy temperatures of the north.
You know, that's fair. That's fair.
Jokes on a carrot in the tavern.
Damn. That happened fast.
That didn't last long, did it? So you start
That's
your...
what she said.
Oh, I am so sorry. So we start... Basically, everybody is up here, all the way up in Icewind Dale and Bryn Shander. Bryn Shander is the largest of 10 settlements, known collectively as the 10 Towns, located in the frigid heart of Icewind Dale. Here, caravans from the south converge with traders from across Icewind Dale to swap goods and rumors. Fishers, trappers, furs, and sellswords rub elbows in the town's tap rooms and taverns. And gruff dwarves, wide-eyed travelers, and skulking ne'er-do-wells wander the streets. Merchants from the south trade dyes, hardwood, and dried herbs, along with spices, textiles, fruits, and wines, and other commodities, and they make from bones and things of that nature, specifically from knucklehead trout that populate the region's rivers and lakes. From its windswept perch, Bryn Shander has a commanding view of the surrounding tundra, and any attacking force must climb a barren hillside under fire from archers which stand at the top of the walls, making an easy assault to the outside. The circular wall that surrounds Bryn Shander stands 30 feet high and is made of tight-fitting stone blocks. Defenders stand atop planked walkways that hug the interior of the wall. Spaced along the wall are stone watchtowers wherein guards take shelter during the blizzards and warm their hands and feet at iron stoves. The buildings of Bryn Shander are plain wooden structures with pitched rooftops to keep snow from settling upon them. Clouds of white smoke issue forth day and night from stone chimneys and holes within the rooftops of the buildings. Each community in 10 towers has an elected speaker who leads their residents and represents their interests. The current speaker of Bryn Shander is Duvessa Shan. She was appointed by Markham Southwell, her sheriff, or as her sheriff, making him responsible for training the town's militia and keeping the peace. I'm going to move you here.
Fancy.
Big giant city.
Oh, the party token just says against city.
I know, disappointing, isn't it? The
It's
other.
not disappointing. It just leaves a token.
I think
It's
we
probably going to
decided we were
involve
going
something with nat ones. So
I think we decided to change the team name. It was going to be Guy's Gang.
Guys, gang.
No.
No.
No matter your way of arrival to Bryn Shander, chances are you're not suitably dressed to be this far north. The air burns the exposed skin, with below freezing temperatures plaguing the lands even before you reach the hilltop of Kelvin's Cairn. Most of you have found warmth within the North Look, out of the harsh, inhospitable lands of the tundra which surround you. It's not exactly the quietest of places to stay, but it's far better than sleeping in the snow outside. The North Look is the inn most frequented by mercenaries and adventurers, and as such has the rowdiest and most dangerous crowd of any of the places to stay here in Bryn Shander. At the same time, its tap room is one of the best in all of the 10 towns to get the latest news and rumors, including leads on profitable ventures. This has been your home since you have arrived. The proprietor, a retired sellsword who goes by the name of Scramsax, knows his clientele very well. And he's agreed to let some of you even stay here on credit, as you are between jobs, being new to the region and all. After settling yourselves into your rooms and moving back into the common spaces for the evening, each of you find yourselves in the same room for the very first time during your visit here. And we will go around the room and have everybody introduce themselves. And we will actually start with Zorn. Can you introduce your character, please?
yeah, we're all just in a room together.
Yep, the main common hall of the inn, the downstairs section.
Curious is going to stand up and bow to the group. I'm a curious moon soul. I came to this town looking for information regarding giants. This inn's not too great, though.
I heard that. The innkeeper speaks up in the back.
Looks like someone's not staying here on credit anymore.
I'm a wood elf. They would never let me stay on credit.
Good point.
Going next, Fourth. How about you introduce your character?
Okay. I am Alec Cool. It is nice to meet y'all. Maybe even take a job or two with y'all. Alec Cool is a rather large dragonborn, even by dragonborn's standards. He's about 6'10", 310. Some might even call him an absolute unit.
I'm not calling him that.
Oh, I'm
Absolute
No one
unit.
will call him that.
He is
like
a
very
unit
few
of
people call him
measurement,
that.
that is for sure. Likely a yard.
He has no hair, obviously.
It would
And-
be a little odd.
You can't really see much of him because he's got a hood up, because he likes to not really draw attention, even though he's very large. But you can tell his snout has some gold scales on it. He's dressed rather warmly, but not terribly warmly. Yeah.
All right. Ark, the newest member of the party, why don't you give us a little information about your character?
All right. My character will introduce himself by saying, Argran Grey Castle, and that's about it. He is also rather large for his race. He is a half-orc. He stands above 7 feet, and he is built for strength. He has shoulder-length black hair. He has tusks that jut up from his lower jaw. Black hair, green eyes. His arms are kind of crisscrossed with various scars.
All right.
But would you call yourself a unit as well, though? I'm thinking more of a meter, really.
With that, we'll move on to Havoc. Havoc, tell us a little about your character.
My name is Halidus. As you can see from my red skin, I'm a tiefling. I have black hair, and one green eye is able to be seen by everybody, but the other one has a black eye patch over it. I don't really talk about that. I have very plain clothing on, just a simple tunic and some trousers and such. I don't need to dress fancy for the things that I do. I do have this, pulling out from his bag. He shows off this white marble staff. He says, I found this, sir. It was given to me. I'm not too sure on my travels that I carry with me, but yes, I'm just here to try to help people, and I've heard some rumors of some plights going on in the Sword Coast, and the information led me here to Bryn Shander.
And with that, we'll move on to Bryn. How about you introduce your character?
Oh, all right. Well, hi, everybody. I'm Guy Everyman. Nice to meet you. I Really like the soup. It's very good. Maybe a couple more potatoes, though. Guy is a middle-aged, likely in his late 40s, a small and portly man. By no means a unit because he's only 5'8" and 220 pounds. Most of that centering in his gut. Sorry, my machine's freaking out in the background. But he fancies himself a fighter and a hero, and he probably would have regaled you all with his tales of heroics at Goldenfields, where rumors of giants popping up everywhere. Well, he had fought some of them giants down in Goldenfields too, and some people called him a hero. And when he decided to try his luck out on the road, and that's how he was a caravan guard making his way up here to Bryn Shander, hoping that he might get into a scrape or two with some more giants.
All right. And last but certainly not least, Rez, how about you introduce your character?
Let's see how long this character voice lasts. I am Perith. I came here to go hunting and selling furs and all that stuff because there's apparently a bit of a booming fur thing going on in this. Don't worry about it. I've also heard rumors about all these giants, and, well, that would be quite a thing to hunt down. And Perith is a green dragonborn with some leather armor on. She carries a bow on her back, and most notably is she wears a very well-made cloak that the hood is down currently, but if you look at it every now and then, the cloak looks like it's actually blending in with her surroundings. So possibly a magical cloak.
All right. And as everybody kind of speaks amongst themselves, starting to get to know one another, you notice the proprietor, Scramsax, starts making his way over, clean rag and a glass in his hand as he's walking over. He kind of walks over and starts overhearing all of this and says, "Yeah, well, I can tell you're all newcomers if I've ever seen them, judging by those fancy-pantsy southern clothes you're wearing. Tell me where y'all hail from."
Oh, hey, it's good to see you again, friend. Let me go ahead and buy another round for all of my new chums here. I'm coming from Goldenfields, don't you know? It's a little ways down south.
Don't you
Much warmer than here. Boy, howdy.
He kind of looks around to everybody and he's like, "Another round, eh? Looks like you guys could use a little more to keep yourselves warm."
You got any more of that tasty chowder? That'd be great.
Kind of.
I can't. I need to leave or he has to die.
He kind of laughs a little
He's
bit.
gonna survive until the end of the campaign.
I know he is, and it's annoying.
He laughs a little bit and kind of shakes his head and says, I don't know. And he looks over to the others and he's like, "What about the rest of you? What are you doing here? Seem awful far away from where you're normally from."
Yes.
With that, Kalis will tie him up. Well, I'm from very far south from here. I've come a long way. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's not very large, but there's a place called Reghed Bridge. The monastery where I was born was just outside of there. Yeah, it's not very important though.
I lived around Baldur's Gate. It's also very far to the south.
He kind of
I'm from the far east. Taken me a while to get over here.
I'm not sure why you accuse me of wearing southern clothes. I'm from the cold forest. Or the cold woods.
He looks very, very closely over to Curious and kind of nods and says, yeah, I can see that, but your company here, on the other hand, well, they look like they could use a little bit more. Listen, I know you're a bit down on your luck being up here. You've been here in about a couple of days at least, and seeing you just staying around in the inn on credit, well, old Scramsax certainly can't have you just sitting around wondering what you're going to do and if you're going to pay me. So I'm going to give you a copper's worth of advice. I know it's cold out here, downright frozen, but you're going to have to survive this place in order to take a job or two so that you can repay your debt. And as such, you're going to need some warmer clothes. I don't usually be doing this, but I figure you ought to head down to Kelvin's Comfort and speak with the famous Yeti hunter named Sir Barrick. He'd caught himself a Yeti just a couple of days ago, according to what I'm hearing, and I'm sure that he'd probably sell you some Yeti coats for pretty cheap.
Oh boy, Yeti, eh? That's oh shit, you guys made me do a Canadian one. oh boy, Yeti, I hear that fur is pristine. It's probably real soft and keeps you good and warm, huh?
It'll definitely
I could
keep
use
you
it.
warm. And he kind of...
I may take up the whole Yeti, though, really, and he pats his stomach. You're hoping they might got a couple more for these guys?
He kind of looks back over at the others, and he kind of nods and says, judging by the size of a Yeti, I'm pretty sure that a couple of pelts would be more than enough.
Yetis, those are those creatures that eat people.
Oh, a lot of things eat people.
Oh dear.
Sometimes other people eat people, you know.
Oh, do they now? Oh dear.
Not to make you worried or anything. I don't think there are any cannibals up here. There ain't no cannibals up here, are there?
You've never been to the north for very long, have you?
No, only been here for a while. Heard them Uthgard are a real nasty sort.
He kind of chuckles and shakes his head a bit, and he says, just head down to Calvin's Comfort. It's towards the center of town. You can't miss it. When you get there, make sure you look for Sir Barrick. He'll give you as much information and probably sell you a few coats to make it a little easier. Then you can get some jobs and start earning me some money so you can pay me back.
Yeah, pay you back. We'll get right on that.
How much do the rest of you owe him?
Well, I actually paid for my room, so if you all are a little scrapped for coin, you just let your old friend Guy know, and I might be able to help you out.
Guy, go ahead and give me a history check.
Oh boy, here I go history again.
First roll.
Jesus.
Bryn, you're my friend, but I kind of hate you.
Guy, and
welcome.
all of your experiences and all of your travels across the Sword Coast, you know this place is super freaking expensive, like double what you have ever paid at any inn that you have ever been at. The rooms are cozy, and yes, there is a fire pit or a little oven of sorts within each room, but damn, did you have to pay for it quite a bit to be able to stay here.
Likely he has the luxury of marking it up, though.
Oh yeah.
Guy would lean in, probably towards the tiefling. He would whisper really softly. He says, just between you and I, though, this guy's a real shyster on the prices of the inns. Plenty of places down south didn't charge nearly this much. If y'all are on credit, we should probably take the job.
Well, I mean, that seems... He seems nice to me. I mean, he gave me a room and he let me stay here for free for a while. I'm not sure what he means by credit, but I assume that I could pay him back at my leisure. But if we're able to get coin, then yeah, that seems good.
Oh, you ain't been to one of the big cities at all, though, have you?
No, big cities. There's a lot of people there, and I like helping people, but I don't like crowds. They're noisy, and there's just so many of them, and yeah. I haven't been to these cities.
That's understandable. A nice girl like you, don't be taking people's credits and charities, especially in places like this. Too often, folks will take advantage of you.
As you say that, he kind of squints and tilts his head to the side. I'm a boy, actually.
He looks again. You sure?
Yes. Last I checked.
He's like, all right, well,
That's a thing.
It's a different time, and y'all are young, so I don't discriminate or judge. I knew an elf once who was like that as well. You know, they get to decide whenever they want, don't you know? That's a real cookie.
Okay. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but okay. Sounds fascinating.
Well, a good fella like you with your head on straight, you should be careful of the charity of strangers every so often as well, especially in places like this.
Oh, okay. I will take your advice under my wing. I'll remember that.
This poor tiefling.
He's like looking at himself.
This poor
he thought I
party, I
was-
think you mean.
He thought I was a girl. Why did he think I was a girl?
Aerith puts her arm around Kalidus?
Kalidus.
Kalidus, it says. It's because you're scrawny and you have a nice butt. Pats him on the head.
Oh, thank you?
You're welcome. Dragons eat people, by the way.
Icarius just shakes his head in disbelief.
All right, so you guys have been given a lead on some warmer clothing, so that you could actually take jobs here in town and try to earn your keep. Just so you guys know, B8 on your map towards the center is the location of Kelvin's Comfort. A couple of you have passed it. Mostly those of you that came in through the southern gate down here. As you came through the southwestern gate and made your way into the town itself, which is a pretty common tradeway, going from here to just about anywhere other than Icewind Dale. You kind of passed this as you kind of came through here and noticed it is a pretty lively place to go. By far the most popular tavern in town, owing to its extensive stock of dwarven ales and brandies. This place is definitely, if you had to pick somewhere else other than where you're currently staying to hang out, this would be the place to go.
Well, if we all need warmer clothes, shall we go together?
Might as well.
I'm alright with following you guys. Besides, somebody said they were going to buy me a jacket.
I heard someone was gonna buy us drinks.
And as you say that, you notice the proprietor look up and says, "Oh yeah, those drinks are coming. and goes back to cleaning his glass.
Those drinks are what?
Those drinks are coming. But he's
Real
immediately
fast.
just turned right back around and went back to cleaning. He's the only person working the bar.
Oh,
Those. So I'm pretty confident that those drinks aren't coming anytime soon.
Oh, they'll be
Well,
there eventually.
When we get back after getting these cloaks, maybe they'll be at the table.
It's more likely we're gonna get them in the morning.
You don't worry about that so much. He's not getting paid until they're brought here either. So
I'm
Let's
not
go
getting
get
paid
us
by
some
most
warm
of you
clothes, I
anyway.
guess.
yeah, but I said I was paying for the round, so he like jiggles his coin purse a bit.
And as soon as you jingle the coin purse, he immediately starts filling up glasses of ale to quickly bring over to you.
See, your old friend Guy's got this under control.
Oh boy.
Kalis will turn over towards Guy. He's like, well, thank you for the refreshment. I'm not much of an ale man myself, but I could partake in some, I suppose.
Yeah, don't you worry. I hear this northern mead puts some hair on your chest, and judging by the look of you, it should put a beard on your face as well.
Some beard on your face.
With that, Kalis kind of strokes his completely bare chin and kind of looks down at it. I don't know how I'd look with a beard. Maybe
Yeah.
I wouldn't be mistaken for a girl if I had a beard. Yes, I'll have some of the wine. Or some of the ale.
I don't think the beard's gonna help you, mate.
The beard won't help, but it's okay. You gotta own your luck.
These things called bearded ladies.
Oh, yeah, I suppose he would just look like one of them lady dwarfs.
So you mean
Red.
dwarfs?
Yeah, me.
Just dwarves in general.
Just dwarf.
Just dwarf. It's fine.
Man,
Just a
he's not
dwarf.
even in the game anymore, and we're still shitting all over Carson.
Oh no, Karstik was a lady this whole time.
I mean, nobody ever asked,
That
so
explains
it's
a lot.
possible.
I ain't saying she a gold digger. That song takes on a whole new meaning.
Man.
I feel accomplished. I maybe just killed 2 players. Good job.
Says, after we finish our ales, shall we go see this? Was it Sir Barrick?
Yes, Sir Barrick Nylef. I'll copy and paste for you.
Okay, dope.
I knew someone who had a name similar to him. Made the finest longbows. Could hit people from a mile out with those suckers.
Man, I am not nailing any of the spelling of these things you're making me try to spell.
Oh,
I'm
that's
0 for 2.
That's not even close to how I thought it was.
I had Nyleaf, right?
Nylef.
And you're at. I went
Nylef.
ahead and put you a marker, B13, directly beside where you were at. That is the
Inn?
the Northlook Inn that you're in.
Awesome.
And he's down by B8, you said?
And yes, B8 is the location of Kelvin's Comfort.
All right. See if I got the Kelvin's right.
So, we want to go get them Yetis after we finish our drinks then.
I would find that agreeable. Yes, it is somewhat cold here.
It's cool.
Vicarious never picked up his drink.
Yeah.
He's ready to go now.
It's a tad nipply, it's true. Yeah.
Parith will down her drink, and if... God damn it. What? Zorn, what? How do you pronounce?
Acarius?
Acarius. Thank you. I was gonna go Acarius.
Acarius?
Acarius, yeah. And if Acarius isn't drinking his, then she's gonna drink his too.
Caleb just like gets a quarter through it and then finally just kind of with a grimace on his face puts it back down. Oh,
Guy'll
okay,
help
I
himself
suppose.
to finishing that for you.
Oh, by all means, you purchased it after all.
The guy's gonna down it as well in a few hearty gulps. Oh, if the Yeti cloaks won't keep you warm, the mead sure will.
Caleb's
You gotta be able to drink the mead for it to keep you warm, though.
Hey, that's fair.
Well, if everybody's finished, shall we go?
Alakul's walking out the door.
Oh, Alakul's already leaving. Okay, let's go.
Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna leave the coin here on the table for you. Scramshaw.
I imagine the
Scramshaw.
moment that Alakul started moving, I was right there on like his right shoulder, just moving out with.
You guys do have, yeah, you have permissions to move the token, so should be
Let's
good.
roll initiative with party. Oh,
I
No.
don't have permission to move the
Ooh.
token.
You can't
Neither
click
do
it?
I.
Nuh-uh.
What?
Yeah.
What? It says all people.
Maybe it's not on the right
Is
layer.
it on the token itself being set to that
Oh,
character?
You
did I
trying to
put
say
it
that
on the wrong
Dragonborn
layer?
aren't people?
No, it's on token layer. Hold on.
Is it on? Is the
Oh
token
no,
assigned
I
to
didn't
the
assign it to the party.
person? Yeah. That lovely two-part process.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Hey.
Apparently, I'm not a person. I'm not even on like the party list on Twitch.
What do you mean?
Everybody
you got
else's
the
stats come
arrow.
up at mine.
There's an arrow at the bottom.
Arrow. Yeah.
oh, you're on the. You got demoted to the second page.
Pushed all the way to the other page.
Oh no.
It's like it's
Dang,
in alphabetical
that's
order or
perfect.
something.
Wow,
An A name like everybody else, apparently.
that doesn't make any sense. Guys after me,
I'm before you.
not on mine.
Actually, Acarius is after me, which is weird.
I can't pull it up on my phone.
I don't know what order it's.
Okay.
Oh, doesn't matter. I think we just lost someone too.
No, so
No.
the other bot joined.
I joined the ambiance bot.
Oh, the bot. Skynet's taking over, y'all.
All right. Guess we're heading down towards Kelvin's comfort.
God damn it, Forge! You know we both live in New England. This wind is not unremarkable for us. I thought wind just started.
I know. So yeah, as you enter into the streets, immediately you're filled with just this chill from the air that is blowing around. A quick reminder of why you do not leave the inn. You stay inside as much as you can. You begin making your way south, heading over towards Kelvin's Comfort. And again, I'm going to change the music here.
Uh-oh.
New music, it's fine.
Depends on the tone of the music.
Instant battle music.
This is a
Well,
battle just playing,
shit.
Like I
Guess
feel like
the
you're
Yeti-
lying to me.
I guess the Yeti is still alive.
GM's lie? What? No.
No, don't lie.
It's called omitting details.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't lie, they misdirect.
So as you begin to approach, you start walking towards Kelvin's Comfort and make your way towards the front door. You notice, even though it is freezing cold outside, there's still people standing out there that are literally just, you know, they're more worried about sitting outside and greeting people and drinking and having fun than they are anything else, which is very awkward for you Southerners who don't like the cold, don't want to be out in it. As you begin to make your way inside, this definitely is the most popular tavern in town. The common room itself is bedecked with dwarven craft of battlehammer make, but most of the liquors are imported from Mirabar, on the other side of the spine of the world. The one 10 Tower specialty of note is the mead of Goodmead, a neighboring settlement. Caravan masters and guards with plenty of coin often come here, and do visiting dwarves from Kelvin's Cairn. The proprietor of Kelvin's Comfort is Ogden Flamebeard, who has a temper as fiery as his signature drink, the Flamebeard's Fire Brandy. In his youth, Ogden worked in many of the famous mines and has contacts throughout the dwarven holds in the north, including the Mithril Hall. In the corner of the tavern sits a man in full plate armor, a half-empty glass of fire brandy in front of him, and his large maul resting against the side of the table. You look at him from a distance and notice immediately he has large claw marks that come across his face and his cheek that look like they have half healed and like they would probably leave some pretty gruesome scars.
You're describing Sir Barrett?
I don't know. The guy in the back that's kind of sitting by himself. He's really the only person in here that's kind of by himself and not like up and having fun and celebrating. He looks out of place here almost.
Okay, I wasn't sure we were at the place already. Yeah, as we were walking into the place, right? It's an inn, right?
Yep. It's well, it's just a giant tavern. They don't really have beds or anything of that nature here.
Okay. Yeah, as we're all walking in, I'll kind of walk forward and kind of shivering with the cold, but getting some warmth in here, and look back at the man and say, would you happen to be Sir Barrick?
The man kind of looks up at you. As he does, you get a good glance at the giant claw marks that went down his face. You notice even his armor is just badly scratched, like just deep pits through it that look to be fairly recent. And he looks up at you and says, yes, but it depends on what you need from me.
Well, we spoke to a man up north of here.
We heard you were selling Yeti cloaks.
He looks.
I thought he said coats.
Cloaks,
It's the same
coats,
thing.
same thing.
He
Is it though?
looks at everybody, noticing everybody's kind of conversating, like acting almost independently. And he's like, sure, pull up a seat.
Is there a bench nearby?
It would be at the other end of the room, closer to the front door.
Never mind then.
Just drag it all the way over here. It's fine.
Just the sound of like the wood on wood as he's dragging it across from one end of the room to the other.
Oh my god, or like that scene from Men in Black.
Yeah,
Pulls the
exactly.
table.
Exactly.
It's over. Y'all want to get down on this?
That's such. Oh my god, that's.
Yeah, I'll find a chair near this dude and sit down.
Yep, I'll also take a seat.
I will take a seat as well.
Same.
As you begin to settle in with him, he begins to kind of regale you of this story of him going out and hunting this Yeti by himself. He explains that he had got entangled with the Yeti a few days ago just outside of town. The beast was already a bit bloodied by the time he had ran into him, and one of its arms was broken. He thinks to himself for just a second and says, I can't imagine what can break a Yeti's arm. And he thinks...
A bigger Yeti.
And he kind of smiles and says, I think that was Tyr's blessing upon me, for I don't think that I would be alive otherwise. And he says, anyways, grabs onto his drink and just finishes the rest of it, this glass of this fire brandy that he's been drinking, and he slams it down on the table and he says, I killed the beast, brought back the pelt here to the town, but you see, he starts unfastening the gauntlet around his arm, and as he does, he pulls it off, and you notice these giant, deep gashes across his arm. He says, I donated the pelt to the House of the Triad in return for some healing for my wounds. If you're looking for coats, as you had mentioned, well, I'd suggest you head to the temple. I would normally offer you a coat if I would have kept the pelt, but unfortunately my wounds were too grievous for me to be able to hold on to it.
I'm not too sure we want to get involved with triads or anything like that. Is there not just somewhere we could go purchase a coat?
He kind of looks at you and he says, no, not that kind of triad, my friend. Triad as in the gods.
What?
You cut out.
As in the gods. And he kind of motions to the emblem of Tyr on his chest, and he says, I'm a knight of Tyr. I went to the House of the Triad because they're supporters of Tyr.
Neat. So you gave them the pelt, and that we have to go get the pelt for coat.
Or coats. I would only assume that they would make coats out of them, yes.
Well, if they are holy folk, then surely they would be willing to help those that, are less fortunate and can't keep warm up here in this somewhat frigid land.
And kind of looks at you and laughs a little bit and says, Indeed, I can imagine you're going to freeze in a matter of a few hours if you stay out in the cold for too long.
Yes, I've stick to the insides of the inn I'm staying at. It's quite cold here. I wasn't expecting it, honestly.
Yeah, most aren't. It's unfortunate, though. But I can promise you that the people of the House of the Triad will take good care of you. Be true to them. Be kind. They will help you, but if you're ne'er-do-wells, of course, they're gonna turn you away. They don't help individuals such as that. I'm sure that you get enough negative looks as it is, my friend. And he kind of looks over at pronounce it again, Havoc.
Calidus.
Looks over at Calidus and says, I'm sure being a tiefling gets you plenty of looks that you don't wish to have.
Hey, that's not fair now. He tries very hard to look as masculine as possible. It's not his fault he was born with those girlish good looks.
My friend, I feel that you would be ill-suited to judge another person's character. I mean, who exactly are you?
You're the one talking about him getting weird stares and stuff. He's a good guy.
It has nothing to do with the type of person that he is. It is the type of the race that he is. It has nothing to do with his person.
Guy leans over to the two Dragonborn. He's like, "Oh, I get it. Racist."
What Sir Barrett says is true. I've been looked down upon, I suppose, by some people, but it's fine. I don't take it personally.
Don't worry about it, Calidus. At least you're not shiny.
There was muffling. What did you say?
Me or
Yeah, you.
Yeah, you.
Oh, sorry. I said, don't worry about it, Calidus. At least you're not shiny.
Thank you.
Are you shiny?
I'm not. No, I'm not.
Maybe.
Shiny.
Who's shiny?
Maybe.
I mean, we have a gold dragonborn. Probably a little shiny.
Oh, it's because you're green. You're green dragonborn. Got it.
Yeah, I'm not a metallic dragonborn. Fuck those guys.
I
Wow, what did you say? Excuse me?
What?
You'll have to forgive me. Guy is human. He doesn't understand these little nuances.
Chromies.
Filthy chromies.
Man, I don't got a good one for that. Metally? Yeah, that didn't work.
No. That was good though. It's the shinies and the chromies. I like
shinies.
Those dragonborn drive-bys. Which ones do you represent?
I personally don't find it proper to judge one by their appearance, but I do not judge those that do.
Oh.
You got a better head on your shoulders than most folk. That's good.
They're better
Certainly
than
the
us
Yeti
for.
Hunter.
Sir Barrick, where would we find this Temple of the Triad?
He kind of points. One sec, I'm looking for it on the map here. Trying to find where. Oh, he points off almost straight to the east, and says, "I'm fairly certain that you had passed it along the way. It's marked B2 on your map." He says, "Whenever you first enter into the town, it's a very large temple. You can't miss it. It's on the left."
Oh, that's what that was.
Yep, before.
Okay. Oh, I saw that on my approach into the town, but there were a lot of people. I didn't take much notice of it, but thank you, Sir Barrick, for letting us know.
He kind of nods and says, "Of course. I wouldn't wish to see you guys go out into this terrible weather that we are having here and be ill-suited for any of your adventures that you're going to get into."
How do you know about our adventures?
He kind of looks over at you and says, "Well, you are obviously adventuring type. I've seen the type, all of you. I'm aware that each of you have your own business and you wish to make a little coin on the side, and that's a very respectable thing to do, especially if you're looking out for the good of the citizens of the realm."
So not only are you racist, but you classify us by types as well?
Oh, hold on there. He's not wrong this time. We at least do have an air of nobility about us.
He kind of uncomfortably kind of clears his throat and says, "I do believe you are mistaken. I'm a man of the cloth."
You get out, Forge.
I don't know why I'm cutting out, and it's annoying the hell out of me. He said, I said he kind of clears his throat and says, "I think you are mistaken. I am a man of the cloth."
Lost you again. Man of the what?
Try.
Wait, is it literally cutting off for everybody or just one?
It's everybody.
Cut off at
It's
the
cutting out at the
spot.
same spot.
Yeah,
It
it's
does
at the
it. It
very
does it
end.
for me when I stream too.
It's at the very end of everything. Like right as you're coming to a close. It cuts off that last word.
Is it possible
guess-
you're releasing Push to Talk too early?
No, I'm releasing it after I finish talking.
I'm assuming you said man of the cloth.
Yep, I did.
Maybe.
I'm going to just hold it a little bit longer, so after I finish talking, you're going to hear 2 seconds of silence. 1, 2...
Well, that
Well,
wasn't
you know-
silence.
I heard the
Shut
Put
two.
it down.
The faithful of Shantae don't really classify or judge people, so man of the cloth is, well, okay. We'll take your word for it there, boy.
He kind of looks at you and says, "Ah, you're from Goldenfields then."
That's right. I helped fight off them giants there.
Oh, did you? That was quite an adventure. See, I wasn't wrong about you after all.
No, not at all. I agreed. You had us pegged as heroes and adventurers for sure. But the things about the little tiefling fella there, I'll be watching you, and he flicks his nose with a finger.
Right.
Shall we go get cloaks now?
This has been a bit of a good distraction.
What time of day is it?
It's getting later in the day, closer to about 4 or 5 bells.
All right. The good news is we're going out and it's getting dark. So Shiny over there isn't gonna blind all of us when the sun hits his scales.
I'm not that reflective, thank you.
Oh, I'm sure you spend hours polishing the scale.
Wouldn't you?
Oh, ouch. I felt the sting of the acid from here.
A bit of a puff of smoke comes out of Alakul's nostrils at that.
I'm glad there's another Dragonborn. This is fun. Perith also has a small bit of smoke coming out of her mouth, but hers is like green and noxious.
Vaporous.
Yeah.
Now, friends, both of your scales look quite lovely. I think we can go get our pelts now without any incidents. Let's go.
Alakul just gone.
All right.
Very straight to the point. Business oriented.
And Alakul is dragging the button.
Dragging the what?
The token.
Oh, yes. Yoink.
All right. Bryn Shander's largest place of worship, the only one that truly deserves to be called a temple, is an impressive stone edifice built by the dwarves of Kelvin's Cairn. The House of the Triad stands about halfway between the southwest gate and the central market. It honors the 3 gods known as the Triad: Tyr, the god of justice; Torm, the god of courage and self-sacrifice; and Ilmater, the god of endurance in the face of suffering. The temple is attended and maintained by visiting priests and acolytes from Neverwinter and Waterdeep, who usually stay for no more than 2 years before returning to where they came. At present, the temple is occupied only by a priest of Torm named Delvon Ludwig, a male human priest from Neverwinter, who enjoys solitude in his solemn prayer in the center of the stone temple. As you begin to approach, you begin to hear footsteps directly behind you. Afraid that the party might interrupt the priest, a former trout fisher turned religious acolyte of Torm approaches the party. Says, well, welcome. And, welcome to the House of the Triad. My name is Sirach of Susail. May I be of assistance to you?
Sir Barrick pointed us here to obtain a Yeti cloak.
Coats.
A couple of Yeti cloaks.
Oh, the coats, yes. Delvon sent me to work on the pelt. I've been able to produce a little more than a handful of serviceable coats out of this Yeti's hide so far. It's quite marvelous, really. I can't quite understand the amount of courage that one's faith would bring to be able to bring such a beast down, let alone to bring it here and to provide warmth and comfort to so many.
Well, yeah, it's a real brave thing to fight any of these monstrosities out in the wild, so let me tell you.
Yeah, real brave. Especially when they have a broken arm.
Well, I don't really get into the details of it, but nevertheless, I'm sure a man that can wield a sword is worthy of such tales. Why do you ask about the coats?
We would like to purchase some.
We were looking to go ahead and take those off your hands, and we'd be more than happy to pay for them.
And he's like, well, kind of looks over everybody, pretty much but Acarius, and says, yeah, you certainly look like you need a bit of warmth. I'm actually quite surprised that you've lasted this long in those clothes. I'll tell you what, I will make you a deal. There are rumors of a small group of Yeti roaming to the north of the city. They've kind of plagued the roads to the north from here to Targos and injured and possibly killed many along the route. If you can help to clear the path and make it safe, perhaps maybe even bring back a pelt or two, I'll give each of you one of these remarkable coats for free. And that way you can go out into the cold and not have to worry about it. Kind of thinks and says it certainly helped the people of Bryn Shander, so I can't imagine, not having you guys here to help. You're gonna help, right?
Of course.
Of
yes,
course, that's
yes.
what we're here for. We're all heroes and good guys.
There's just one issue with that.
Well,
I'm not sure my scrawny friend here would survive without a coat.
No, I think you misunderstand. I'm giving you coats for free.
Oh, you're giving us the coats
They're
before.
giving us yeah, they're doing it on good faith that we're going to come back with more belts.
Yes, I mean, you wouldn't
Very
lie.
well.
You guys wouldn't lie to a man of faith now, would you?
Not at all. I don't think anybody here is a shyster or a bamboozler, so...
He kind of nods and says, yeah, sure. Listen, let's go downstairs. And he kind of pulls you guys towards the basement of this temple, where he's began prepping the remainder of this pelt. But as he brings you down, you notice that there are about 7 or 8 of the coats already made and crafted and ready for use. And he says, it'll help the people of Bryn Shander so much with winter upon the horizon. You guys bringing these extra pelts back, anything that you can grab, that would be truly beneficial to our people. And he starts handing them to you as he's kind of talking about like his desire to want to help people as much as he can. And just very nonchalantly, just here's the coat, wear it, be happy, be warm, take care of it. And then as he kind of finishes handing them out to you, he looks and everybody starts putting them on. You put them on and you notice you definitely get this resistance from cold immediately as soon as you put it on. Everything feels like 30 degrees warmer as soon as you wear it. You no longer feel frozen, just kind of standing even in this chamber. And he looks and kind of nods, and with almost like a bit of a confident smile, he says, well, very well. You're going to go and help to take care of the road to the north, and then the people here will get their warm pelts, and everything will be good.
That's correct. You don't need to worry about them Yetis bothering nobody else. Say, you wouldn't happen to know anyone selling a cart and horses too as well? If we're going to be dealing with Yetis, I suppose we'll need something to haul them back with.
He kind of stops and says, well, the marketplace isn't too far from here. Depending on where you come from, perhaps you've passed it. It's almost in the center of town. You can't miss it. and he kind of leads you or points in the direction kind of up the road towards where B7 is on the map.
Out of curiosity, how much do Yeti pelts go for on the market?
He kind of shakes his head and says, I can't really tell you. I'm not sure. I know that they can usually be fashioned into quite a few coats, as you see. I mean, obviously we've, been able to help each of you. And we still have, 2 left, and, well, there's another half of the pelt here, so I'm sure it's pretty valuable.
But of course, we will be bringing them back to you, Sirik. It's so nice to see somebody else so eager to help the people as you are.
Kind of shyly looks down and says, Yes, I suppose I am. I didn't really know my place in the world until I came here, and attempting to be a trout fisherman, it just never really panned out. But here I've found my calling. It's nice to meet somebody as kind as yourself. What was your name again?
With a slight bow of his head. My name is Calidus. Like you, I once served with the intent of helping people for the gods, but I feel my work is better suited out amongst the people, so that is what I do now. I travel and try to help, and what you've presented for us and asked of us is right up my alley, actually.
He kind of smiles pretty gleefully and says, Yes, I certainly hope so. It will be nice to have others to help to provide for the people here, and especially those in need. If at any time, if you start heading towards the south and decide that you no longer need those coats, well, perhaps you could feel free to donate them here, and we can, give them to somebody else who might need them.
With that, Caleb just kind of eyes the party, looking around, says, Well, I cannot speak for my friends here, but I, of course, will do so if the opportunity arises to head back down south. I will obviously have no need of it as we get back to the more warmer climate.
And with that, he kind of nods and starts looking over the rest of the party and says, Well, I guess that's it. I really look forward to you guys helping us. So again, it means a lot to the House of the Triad, and we hope that you are safe and you make it back here far better shape than what Sir Beric did when he came.
I'm sure he did all right for himself. He did bring it back after all.
Yes, that he did.
Sorry.
Well, shall we head to the market? I think it's a great idea to see about procuring a cart and maybe something to pull it, unless one of you would like to. But I'm not very good at that work, unfortunately. But
We
it
put
would
the
certainly
shiny
help.
on it. I can go
I'm
talk
not
to
pulling
him.
a cart like some common animal.
I'll go see about the cart and get us a horse. I can find us a good price, I bet.
Don't
Why don't you
groan.
go do that then?
Don't groan. You people are all about the goodwill in the pulling of carts.
What do you mean, you people?
I mean him. Specifically this one.
It's
Oh,
gotta say
you
that.
have much to learn, little one.
I'll, if you don't mind, Guy, I would like to accompany you. I've never seen anyone else barter before.
Oh, absolutely. You're more than welcome to tag along there, little fella.
I just figured that we were all going to go.
I
mean,
guess
that's
I should
fine.
go too
That's
to
fine,
make
too.
sure no one kills y'all.
Oh, ain't nobody's killed Guy yet, and I don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon.
There's going to be someone that tries to kill us.
We're going after
Well,
Yeti.
No,
Yetis.
just you.
Oh my. Oh, okay.
And
you
it'll
need-
probably be a
you don't-
Yeti.
You don't need to worry about that. I'll keep the Yetis from trying to eat you.
Oh, okay. I appreciate that, guy. All right. Guess
We're gonna
to the
We're gonna go buy a cart
Uh-huh.
and a couple horses.
All right.
Couple. I think we only need like one. Not sure we could afford
Maybe
more
one
than
or
one
two, I
either.
don't-
What's
I don't know
the
about
D&D
you
equivalent
guys.
of turning it off?
I mean, if
I
guys
mean-
willing to pay for it, he can do what he
So,
wants.
How many Yetis would we theoretically need to get to offset what we took from them?
So, based on the information that you've gathered so far, Sir Barrick killed a Yeti and brought one pelt back that was big enough to supply for roughly 16 coats.
16.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes.
We'll just bring them all back.
We'll bring them
Okay,
all
so-
back.
I mean, I imagine it's going to be a heavy thing, so probably yes, a cart for big enough to with two horses to
We
pull.
don't have to
like
bring
this.
the entire Yeti back, just his pelt.
Just the
Yeah,
pelt.
just the pelt.
The meat's not good eating.
I've never ate Yeti.
Look,
I'm not.
we'll go out there,
I don't
kill
know.
it, then we'll cook it up, and then if it's good, we'll bring the meat back.
Let's put
But
it
no
a different way. Do we trust Rez's rolls to be able to survive well enough?
Hey,
No.
screw you!
I'm kidding.
Do I trust any of our rolls? No.
That is much fairer.
After last game, no. Probably a
After-
safe bet
Hey,
not
I was
to.
not a part of that.
If we're going off last game, you can trust my rolls. I stayed alive for like 4 extra rounds.
Yeah, it's because you shoved me off a bridge.
To save you, I didn't know you were gonna drown.
How would I know that throwing you into the water that was rising very quickly would cause you to drown? That's crazy.
It also had an aboleth in it.
I wonder
Yeah,
why
That
that.
well,
around
I
Lucas.
wonder
You
why
know,
that water was raising.
Lucas, you probably shouldn't have made strength your dump stat, so you could have got out of that net.
Ouch.
Ouch.
But not
The thing is,
incorrect.
though, my
Hey,
strength
strength is
wasn't
the
even
best.
dumb.
But he gave he
I
gave
had-
up after the first try, though.
That's also
That's fair.
true.
I'll
kind
have
of
you know with
brought it
this
upon
character,
himself.
they're all dump stats.
I had so
That's-
many dump stats.
And
now I
mean,
have
she
none.
Was still, she was still bitter off of that counter spell.
I should have done it a second time.
Would have been a far more.
And we
useful
both
use
would
of
have
it.
died to the fishmen. So
No, you just would have run away from me. Scared and terrified.
I don't know about you, but I don't have too much coin. How exactly are we going to buy a cart?
yeah, you don't need to worry about that. Guy worked his way up to Bryn Shander, where we are now, and I've saved up me coin. I haven't sent it back home for my wife and kids yet, so I've got a bit of excess to work.
You're adventuring with a wife and kids.
Oh yeah, of course. That's what I'm doing out here. I send the money back home while they try and rebuild Goldenfields and get those crops back in order. The Giants were nasty business. They tried to steal a lot of food.
Right, they were after your food. Uh-huh.
Not my food per se, but Goldenfield's a farming community, and the area got attacked. And not everybody who goes out and adventures or even does work is a single bachelor looking to bed down an elf or two.
Yep.
That's
Alcool just
disgusting.
mindlessly nodding.
But as we're walking, I'll kind of lean over to Guy. So, tell me about your wife and kids. What are their names?
Oh well, you got Yolanda. She's a nice girl, little halfling. Wouldn't you believe it? Kids aren't mine either. But I met her a couple of years back, and well, we really hit it off. And so we're farmers by trade, and I mean, she's a nice lady, good lass. Not too much to tell about it because the player hadn't thought that far out into it. So he's just gonna tell you about it as we're walking, and he probably pulls out like a what would be like his wallet picture of his wife and kids, but it's like a drawn one, and it's him, a halfling woman, and like 8 halfling kids.
So you moved to the farming community so you would have enough food for all of them.
Yeah, it's that's a good way to look at it. Yeah, I put away my own share of the wife's stew there, and he pats his stomach.
Well, she sounds lovely, and your kids sound adorable.
It's not that I haven't worked on the backstory, it was just more that I had, like, the basic information, and I didn't think anyone was going to care about him enough to ask.
And then there's Havoc.
And then there's Havoc. It's like, oh man, I can't talk at length about it. I could tell you he had a wife and kids, but I didn't expect anyone to inquire further.
Guess what?
Well, what about you, Calidus? You mentioned being a member of the cloth.
Well, I was. Some unfortunate events happened. I broke a rule, and I had to leave the monastery I grew up in. But that didn't stop me. I still wanted to serve the people of these lands. It just seemed to be a calling of mine. So I do know a little bit about those of the cloth. My monastery was a bit secluded where it was, not really near any of the big cities. But yeah, I haven't been around them in some time.
But what rule did you break there?
As you ask that, you see Calidus kind of shifting a bit uncomfortably. He says, our order really only had one rule, and was not
Never
to cause...
talk about Fight Club, I got it.
You had one job.
Our order really, you see, our order was a worshipper of Eldath. Eldath is a goddess of pacifism, and for that, the one rule was to not cause violence upon others, and I broke that rule, unfortunately.
Who'd you kill?
I just lightly slapped someone. It was. I felt like it was a bit of an overreaction, but here I am.
As Acarius,
It was just so much blood.
Acarius asked that, he kind of Calidus lowers his head a bit. He says, I'd rather not speak of it if you don't mind.
You don't have to talk about it, Caleb. It's fine.
Thank you.
So how does your order feel about Yetis?
With that, Calidus kind of shrugs. Says, beasts of the wild, while they are creatures, and all life should be preserved, he kind of motions back towards the temple we just left. For the good of the realm and for other people, if the benefit from one can go to many, then we believe that it's a necessary sacrifice.
That's a good outlook. And besides, you're going to be killing a couple of Yetis to keep them from hurting other good folk on the roads.
Oh, I have to kill them?
Not you per se, but I mean, if you happen to, throw some holy magic at one and its head explodes, we won't do more than cheer for you.
Oh, that's...
I'm not really sure how that all works, but I assume you make their heads explode with your magic, right?
I typically try not to cause such a gruesome death to happen. That's very ferocious. No, if I do have to attack, I will try to be as really say humanitarian,
Calidus, can I ask you a question?
Oh, yeah, yes, of course.
What exactly can you do?
With that, Calidus kind of looks at himself and
I know you have a nice butt. That's you got to bring a little more to the table.
Wow, that's very forward. I mean, I wasn't gonna say anything when I thought he was a girl, but now that you put it out there,
I thank you once again for the compliment of my posterior. Um, as far as what I can do, I am a practicer of the arcane. I can use some offensive magic, though I've focused more on my learning with healing magic and things of that nature to once again try to avoid violence when it's not necessary.
It's a miracle you've survived this long.
With that, Kayla just looks over at Alako and say, "I've run into my share of scuffles. I've made out quite well for myself, thank you."
Don't worry about it, Calidus. Not all of us can be armored with plate mail and self-righteousness.
No, but you carry around enough of that arrogance for all of us, though.
Well, yeah.
The
Your
marketplace
Oh, no.
is a roughly circular space in the center of town where locals and foreigners trade and sell wares. Tents and covered wagons provide some shelter from the cold and wind, but really not that much. In a few places, campfires with people huddled around them crackle and smoke, guiding you to where this area where most of the attention is drawn for the marketplace itself. One very heavily bundled figure commonly seen throughout this marketplace is a younger woman wearing boots that are far too big for her feet and giant thick gloves made of walrus hide. She often earns coin helping to tend to the campfires and attempting to stay warm and spread some of the rumors throughout the city. Her name, Beldora, she likes to mingle with pretty much everybody. As you begin to approach, she sees you, and most of you haven't made your way through here, but maybe once or twice, but she remembers and quickly calls out to you and says, "Hey, what are you looking for there, friends?"
Oh, hey there. We're looking to acquire a wagon and a couple of strong, sturdy horses. We're going out into the wilds to deal with a couple of yetis on the...
And she kind of looks you over and says, "Well, you certainly appear to be dressed the part now. Right around the corner, you'll see a stable and some horses. As for a wagon, there should be a wheelwright somewhere around here, but can't quite remember. Maybe I can get you one for a bit of coin." And she kind of puts her hand out.
Well, if you think you can do such a thing, and he reaches into his coin purse. It's a pretty hefty jiggle still to it, and he pulls out 3 gold. He says, "If you think you can find one on the up and up," he winks at her, "go ahead and do so for me."
And she kind of nods and says, "Oh, I'll do all I can for you. I'm certain of it." She quickly turns and says, "Yes, right this way. You'll see the horses, just the stable's right around the corner here."
All right, see, guys, I got this well under control. Let's go get that wagon and horses.
Can I insight her?
Sure.
You don't trust this random NPC? How dare you?
She seems like she knows what she's talking about. She's pointing you in the right direction. She knows where everything is at. She's been seen quite often here in the marketplace, so it's not unusual for her to be here. But beyond that, no, you don't really catch anything that would kind of indicate, anything ill or negative.
All right. This is money. Not my problem.
All right. And she kind of leads you around the corner. As you make your way over, you see the stables kind of ahead of you. She says, "Yes, I'll get right on the Wagon? Yeah, wagon. That's it. And she begins to quickly rush away and kind of disappears as you begin to make your way towards the stables.
Now that was a little concerning, but I'm sure she's gonna find one for us after all.
I doubt it, guy.
He's gone.
So if you just give money to people, they will seek out the goods for you. That's interesting. I did not know that.
No.
I reckon.
I don't think that's how
she
it
was just a
normally
little
works.
street urchin who's a runner for certain establishments. If she's on the up and up, she's gonna be true to her word and point us in the right direction. But every so often, you can grease people's palms, but don't be handing out coin to any old. It's kind of a hit or miss type of deal in these cities and towns.
So some will do what they say, but others will take your money and leave. Then that
Yeah, that's
Welcome to the
that's
real world.
that's
That's the risk you're gonna put into it. You gotta put in faith that the person's gonna be honest, but at the same time, you understand you're gonna sometimes take a loss. That's why you don't give them too much. You let them know that you got the coin to pay, but you only hand over a small bit. Get them interested in keeping the job.
oh, that makes sense. I think. So trust them, but don't trust them. Oh, okay.
You can also intimidate them.
It's more have a bit of faith in the common man, and just hope that they're gonna be as good as you expect of them. But don't be disappointed if they turn out to not be.
9 times out of 10, they won't be.
Guy is true neutral, so I'm playing it up that way.
That was in character.
Guy is a true neutral, don't you know?
All right. So yeah, you're standing in front of the stable. You see they have a handful of horses. They don't look super well fed, mostly because it's cold up here and it's harder to keep them fed and make him move around because they want to stay where it's warm. But there are a few that you could potentially purchase. We will go based on book value if you're trying to purchase a horse from here.
Do they have
Of course,
little
of course,
coats?
of course.
Tell me they have
what?
little coats.
Who have little coats?
The horses.
The horses are all huddled around the hay, all together for body warmth. And there is a fire in the back corner of where the stable is to help to keep them somewhat warm.
So no
But no,
coats.
they have no coats.
Can't-
Do you want to buy them coats? Because you can buy them coats.
I will make the suggestion when we return with the Yeti pelts.
We could just drape the Yeti belts over them on the way back.
We could probably give them one.
Why don't we see what I can do with them before we start promising them to horses that we haven't purchased yet?
All right.
As maybe I don't care.
I mean, that's possible too. As you're checking out the stables, you do notice a rather large figure starts making his way over towards you. You notice everybody's kind of greeting him along the way. You met him briefly when you first entered into the city. You know this to be Sheriff Markham. Very noteworthy and respectable individual here within the city. As he begins to walk by, he sees the group of you, noticing obviously you're not locals, and says, "I couldn't help but notice you gave Beldora some gold."
On
Cut out.
So how poor of a choice was that?
And he kind of looks at you and says, "Well, Beldora is not exactly the respectable type, and if you're expecting anything from her in return, well, you're probably very poorly mistaken.
We just wanted to find a cart and horses, and she did lead us to the horses.
Well, yes, of course she would. I mean, her family
Well,
makes
then it sounds like she stuck to her end of the bargain. Maybe she's not as unrespectable as you think.
Well, there was also the bit about the cart.
Well, you know, half respectable is better than no respect. Shut up, Silver.
He looks at you and says, I'm pretty certain I overheard part of that conversation, and yeah, she's not coming back with any information about any carts, if that's what you're waiting on.
See, Kalitus, this is what I warned you about.
But she did say that she would. I'm sure you're just
She's
misjudging her.
not
She'll be
coming back.
She is not coming back.
Do you really think so? I feel like she might.
You can wait out here for if you want.
We will go. Where can we go find a cart?
Markham kind of thinks for a second and says, well, there is a wheelwright on the other side of the market, but it's going to be rather expensive, I'm sure. But it looks like if you individuals have enough gold to just kind of throw it around to Beldora, well, you probably have enough to be able to afford you a cart then, huh?
I hope so. Because I'm not dragging those Yeti pelts back by myself.
Yeti pelts?
Can't spit out.
Sorry, I'm back.
We were asked to go hunt down some Yeti by a man in the temple.
He kind of looks at you and looks over the party and says, and what man in the temple sent you to go hunt Yeti?
Sirach, I think his name was.
Think so?
Sirach of Suzel.
Suzail.
Is a very nice gentleman.
Sirach of Suzail.
Well, he means well. I'm sure that he has greater ideas of what he could do with those pelts than I do, but sending any travelers, let alone those from the south, to go fight Yetis, well, that's a death sentence.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll be fine.
You doubt our martial capabilities?
I've killed myself a hill giant or two, so it can't be much worse than that.
A hill giant? Well, that's just remarkable.
Dragons can roll their eyes.
That's what you get when you have Guy Everyman here in Bryn Shander. I'm gonna help take care of this area too.
Well, I suppose we'll see about that. Hopefully your abilities with your sword is a little better than your judge of character.
I think I felt that one from over here.
The vote's not out on you yet, so don't worry about it. Be right back.
In case you missed it,
He did, and now he's gone again. I'm glad he just insulted the sheriff.
The sheriff of the city, and then left.
Oh, this is the sheriff? This isn't just
Oh yeah, it's the sheriff. And he just insulted the sheriff, but that's fine. Southwell kind of
shot the sheriff.
Southwell kind of clears his throat and chuckles a bit and says, "That's quite okay. We get this all the time. Listen, little word of advice: if you see Beldora again, tell her to go somewhere else and don't give her any gold. She's just gonna use it for probably booze, would be my guess. Though it looks like some of you probably already do that as well." And he looks more over in the direction of Guy than anybody else.
Sheriff, we will take your advice willingly. It does seem that we may have had the wool over our eyes this time, but we thank you for your concern.
Where did you say that wheelwright was?
He kind of leans forward with one of the buildings blocking his view, and he points, and you kind of look at the other side, kind of over in this direction, and he says, back over in that back corner there. You can't miss him. One of the best wheelwrights here.
Back corner?
Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. Right here.
Oh, okay.
Kind of points just back over in that general direction and says, you can't miss him. You'll see a couple of wagons off to the back side of the building, but for the most part, if you need something new, he's got a few that you should be able to select from. But if you're running a little tight on the budget, then, you know, just consider getting something a little smaller instead of worrying about trying to carry all of you at the same time.
I think we will just take one that'll carry the pelts.
He kind of nods and says, well, again, if Sarek has sent you here and sent you out to go hunt these Yeti, was it? Yes, well, hopefully it's going to be for the good of the people, as I'm certain the followers of Torm would be in this city.
Yes, Sarek said that he would be using the pelts to make some more coats like this, and kind of pulls on his that he's wearing right now. So we were going to bring him back to him for that purpose.
He kind of nods and says, well, then I wish you luck, and hope for safe travels and you come back unscathed.
Well, thank you, Sheriff. You have a great day as well.
He kind of nods and begins walking back off towards the south, heading over towards the town hall.
Do we see like an owner of this stable and such that we could talk to?
Yeah, as you guys were approaching the stable, and as the sheriff began to approach, the sheriff's voice kind of echoing through the owner's stable here, the covered stable. He quickly comes out and kind of pays attention, making sure everything's okay, and then sees each of you and is like, yes, so what can I do for you guys? Anything of interest here? I have a few fine horses.
Just horses? Do you have anything like a donkey?
He stops.
A mule?
Says,
Like a mule?
no,
Like
but
a pack mule.
He shakes his head and says, no, but I can maybe sell you one of our draft horses or something a little on the smaller side if you're not needing to carry anything big or important, or any of you.
We need something to pull a cart, not to ride.
Wait, did he just say a draft horse is small?
It's smaller than like a riding horse.
It's smaller than that, or like a giant workhorse or anything like that, yeah. And plus, as you looked over the horses, they don't look very big. They look kind of malnourished.
What I'm saying is I don't want to buy a riding horse from this guy because I think it's going to keel over.
We're just looking for possibly a draft horse, something to pull a wagon or a carriage for us.
He kind of nods and says, well, these horses will be fine, again, as long as you're not putting them under too much duress on your travels. He says, I don't know, you individuals, I overheard your conversation with the sheriff, and you're doing something for the House of the Triad. Well, that's respectable. I'll cut you a deal. I'll sell you the one of these horses here for half the normal price. He kind of thinks, and honestly, I don't know the number off the top of my head.
Draft
50 gold pieces.
Draft
Yes,
horse is 50.
So he offers it to you at 25 gold, and says, but in all honesty, I'm only doing this because you're willing to help the house, and that's important to the people here.
Well, they were willing to help us, so it's a favor repaid.
Mhm.
Yes, we were given these wonderful coats here to help us survive on our adventures, and it only seemed right to give back to the people that helped us out.
And kind of nods and says, "Oh, very well." And he walks over and starts looking over the horses, and you actually notice as he's looking them over, he grabs the largest one that looks pretty healthy. It just seems small compared to most horses that you're used to seeing, especially in the southern lands. And he walks it over. The horse looks perfectly fine. And says, I think this one would be good for you. What do you think?
Short and stout and
Able to carry able to pull a wagon behind it. Yes.
perfect.
Seems like a fine animal. That will do.
How much for feed?
He looks over and says, well, I'll give you a couple of days free, but anything beyond that, just the standard price of feed. And again, I don't know the number off the top of my head, so
5 copper
whatever
per
the
day.
cost is.
It is not expensive to feed a horse.
Yeah.
How much money are we spending, guys? I'm writing it down for him.
25
Copper.
the
50
horse.
copper.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
kidding.
How much copper are we gonna?
Well, we get 2 days
How
for
much
free. How far did he say that this Yeti trip? Like, how far out did he say that the Yeti were?
He sure didn't.
Ciroc?
Didn't say. Just
Oh,
said
cool.
somewhere to the north.
Cool.
of the
All
road.
right, let's
All right,
grab
let's
some
take
extra.
5
Let's
days.
grab some extra days. Yeah, let's grab some
Yeah,
extra
let's-
days.
So 2 days free.
Let's get at least a 10-day worth of food.
Yeah,
just
that's
do it.
50
Okay.
copper.
50 copper.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So is this
and-
like a
What about a
Clydesdale?
horse? What about the horse blanket? Thought we were. Thought it was gonna be
No, we're
a thing.
gonna-
Oh, do you have
Ouch.
anything that we could put over the horse? I
To
don't
help
know if
keep
you've
it
noticed,
warm.
but it's bloody
Fucking
cold out
cold.
here.
Unfortunately, he does not have anything, and he kind of looks around and says, "Well, perhaps you can get that at the wheelwright. Maybe they'll have something, but I personally do not. Most of our horses that we get in here brought in through trade and things of that nature, so they don't often stay for too long."
Did we lose someone?
That was
Uh,
Okay.
one of the bots.
Yeah, it was the ambiance bot.
Well, very well. I suppose we should go see the wheel right now and finish our purchases. And you said it was like afternoon at this point.
Yeah, it's getting into evening time. It was about 4 when you guys were heading over towards the temple. So it's hitting at about 6 now.
Okay.
So it was about 4 when the guy told us to get our shit together.
Yeah, something pretty close. Like he was telling you, it was early afternoon whenever you were in Northlook. And then he sent you down to go speak to Sir Barrick. Took you about an hour or so to walk there with conversations and everything else you were having, even trying to get there as fast as you could. And then about another hour between there and doing the whole ordeal with Surik of Susel. And then now you're probably setting at about 6 o'clock.
Well, I figured we could get all of this taken care of and then maybe rest for the evening and then set out in the morning.
Yes, I wouldn't find the idea of going out at night very enjoyable.
It doesn't sound like it would be too bad.
What? Come on. Don't be cowards. Obviously, it would be so much better at night.
If you want to freeze to death out there,
I was
be my
being
guest.
sarcastic.
I know.
I personally would very much not like to freeze to death. This cloak is very warm, but it is a bit frigid outside.
All right. Well, if you insist, we'll go in the morning.
All
Shall
right.
we-
First, we need to get the carts, so we
Shall
should
we go to
probably
the-
think of a name for our new horse.
Actually, did it come with a name?
It did not. Again, he gets these in trade from various people that come into the city. So there's no names or anything like that associated to them when they come in.
Let it earn its name.
So, meat at the moment.
Yes.
Neat.
That's appropriate for now.
The Dragonborn finally agree on something.
We're
Are
a pragmatic race.
Are we going to eat the horse?
Only if it dies.
No.
No, the name just implies that it's not much better. It's
No.
it's,
I mean,
it's
yes,
no better
no.
than eating.
We're definitely not eating. I thought, okay, no.
Oh, okay. I've never had horse before. This seems like a kind animal. I'd prefer not to eat it if possible.
And then we take a look in the horse's head and he says, I'm going to kill all these guys. Every single one of them.
You never know how far the Yeti are. We may indeed need to eat the horse.
Well,
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 fortunately for you, I'm a capable hunter, so we won't have to. You're fine. I'll be
And
able
what
to-
do you expect to hunt in the tundra besides Yeti?
Yeti, apparently. Just Yeti.
I'm gonna hunt a yeti every day because look, don't worry about it.
You
I have a
insist on
thing.
trying Yeti meat, do you not?
I am absolutely gonna try yeti meat. It doesn't matter.
well,
All right.
it's lovely conversation. Shall we go see the wheelwright?
Yes.
Clop, clop,
So
clop,
you make your
clop,
way
clop.
over to the other side of the market, to where you do find the wheelwright. There are some small wagons and some very large stagecoaches. It's right here. As you're kind of standing around, you're noticing nobody's coming out to greet you.
Is there like a small building here beside the wagons?
There is. It's more of like a. It's not really a small building, but it's more of like a workshop where you can tell he kind of builds the wagons themselves. Give me a perception check.
Oh boy, I'm good at these.
Starting off strong.
Calidus, you're noticing it looks eerily quiet for 6 in the evening. Like this place has been abandoned almost.
Are there still like people around us, or have we wandered into like a completely empty area?
The wagon or the wheelwright itself is on the edge of the market. There are tons of people around the market, but the wheelwright's building itself is completely vacant.
I find it
I'm
strange.
gonna
the
knock
sheriff-
on the door.
I find it strange that we would be directed here if they were closed.
With that, I'll kind of look a little bit closer at the workshop and such, kind of looking around and not really yelling and such, but just kind of in a louder voice say, "Hello, is anybody here? We would like to purchase a wagon if possible."
He does seem the type to whisper yell.
To whisper yell.
Anything?
Nothing.
Guy's gonna walk up and he'd be like, "Oh, you're gonna need to be a little more forceful with it." And he's gonna like full on fist pound the door and be like, "Hey, anybody around? We're looking to make some purchases."
I was already doing that.
Oh well, we both do it, and you do it awesome.
Kick down the door. Just kidding. Just kidding.
If it comes to it.
Hell yeah.
Still silent.
Okay, I'm gonna. Is there like a snowfall at all? I assume everything's like just covered in snow.
Everything's covered in snow.
Okay, I'm going to try to track to see if there's been anybody like moving around in this area recently. And okay, hold on. Da-da-da. And I have advantage on this because I fucking hate humans.
Perfect.
Are there any humans in this party?
Yes,
Like, Guy, yes.
But I tolerate Guy because he bought me drinks.
now.
You do notice that the footsteps go all around this building, but not towards the doorways.
Someone went behind, and she's gonna just kind of sidle along the building to follow the
cool.
trail.
More meaning just there's
Oh, so
tracks
there's
like
just-
from the market
Okay,
itself.
so there's
like,
just
Yeah.
foot traffic.
it's
People
just
are just
normal
walking
foot
around.
traffic, correct?
Okay,
Damn it.
this seems
If
odd.
if there's still people around, I'd like to walk out and try to catch somebody's attention. Excuse me. Do I catch anybody's attention?
Not at first, no.
Excuse me. Could you help me with something, please?
Parath is gonna stand behind him to like make him a little more noticeable.
After saying something the second time, an older kind of gentleman that's in one of the buildings or one of the shops over to the west sees you guys kind of looking around the wheelwright and says, Can I help you with something?
Yes, we are attempting to purchase a wagon, but nobody seems to be here. Do you know where the owner of this shop is?
After you say that and you start kind of looking over in this man's direction, he looks up at you and gets ready to speak, and at about that time, if I can get this to pop up here, from running around the corner, Beldora shows up and says, "Oh, there you are, there you are. I've been looking for you guys all over. Man, you're hard to track."
I told you she would come back.
I
We went
didn't
from
doubt her
one
for a
building
second.
to the other.
She kind of looks and says, "Oh, come over this way, my friends. I was able to secure you the wagon that you had requested." And she kind of walks and brings you around the corner and brings you to this small kind of rickety two-wheeled or two-handled wagon. Almost looks like it kind of reminds you of something a little larger than like a wheelbarrow. That could be like attached to like a harness on a horse.
Oh,
She
that kind of
says-
cart.
Yeah, that kind of cart. Just a
Perfect.
small little cart.
That's
Um,
pretty much what we wanted. So
and she's like,
Yep.
I was able to secure this for you. It wasn't too much. It was only 5 gold, thankfully. So I will ask that you at least pay me back for the costs of this.
Where's the wheelwright?
She kind of shrugs and says, he has this habit of going to the inn and leaving the shop open and doesn't care and doesn't come back. It's truly an inconvenience.
It certainly seems like it. We were unable to purchase one, but it seems fortune has favored on us and smiled upon us with you being able to find one. It's very nice.
If I
of you, Beldora.
can, sorry, I'd like to insight check her, see if she's not lying about having actually acquired it and just stealing.
Okay.
Wow, that's twice
Yikes.
in a row I've rolled a 4.
You sense nothing odd about this. Like, you can tell, like, even despite what the sheriff has said about not really trusting her, she came back. She said that she was able to secure this for you. She said she's been looking for you. Everything feels in order as you would expect it to be with her.
Okay.
So she kind of stops and places her hands on her knees a bit and takes a couple of deep breaths and says, "Now, if you don't mind, the 5 gold and the cart's all yours."
Yeah, I think Guy's paying that.
Yeah, he said BRB handing the gold.
So this guy hands me the money and everything. I'll kind of start moving forward to hand it to Beldor and kind of look at her, seeing her out of breath. Beldor, are you okay? You seem tired.
She kind of stops and huffing and puffing and says, "Yes, I'm fine. It's just a lot of running, going back and forth, trying to get from place to place and make sure that the wheelwright was okay with it and he was wanting to sell it and then trying to track you down. This city is so big."
It is quite large. There are a lot of people here, and as he's saying that, Kale's reaching into his own pocket and pulls out 5 more golds and hands her the 10 gold, and says, "Here, take this extra for your service here. You've helped us out a great deal by securing this wagon."
What were you saying,
the sheriff also warned us about you. Is you know why?
I mean, no, I'm homeless, but I do all I can for the people here. I try to help them in any way I can. I set fires for them and help to keep them warm and bring them food when they request it. And I don't know why the sheriff would think ill of me.
So Kale, thinking about Guy's words, wants to see if she's telling the truth on that, if he's supposed to be trusting her or not trusting her right now.
Okay.
And then psych check, probably?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you can. What you're getting here is she's not in... It feels out of place. Something doesn't feel right about it. The fact that so many people are kind of pointing and saying, "Don't trust her," and then she just magically at the last second is like, "Oh, by the way, hi, I found this." It feels odd, but you haven't outwardly like said that, you know, you believe that she's lying to you, so it's not like you've kind of provoked any other kind of reaction from that.
Okay. Yeah, so she's talking. I'll just, hand her the money, the 10 gold, and say, "Well, Bedora, please take care of yourself. I'm not sure why that others seem to frown upon your presence. You've been nothing but helpful to us, so we thank you once again."
And she nods and says, "Yes, I appreciate it, and I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to help you to procure this wonderful wagon. Now, I bid you adieu, and I'm going to go back to the bar and give the wheelwright his money." And she begins to start running back down the street again.
Kind of calling out behind her, "Don't drink too much now."
Oh, good. I was hoping that you picked up on that.
Kale's innocent. He's not stupid.
So you have a wagon by means which might
unknown
or might
means,
not
really.
be reputable.
We have no idea. It's fine.
You have a
This is
horse that looks a little
Looks
small.
like it's about to
size.
keel over.
And you're
small
heading
draft.
north, further north into the frozen tundra to find Yeti that are.
We're going to
causing
Green Bay?
trouble. Yeah, going to Green Bay. But before we do that, we're going to stop and take a 5-minute break.
Okay. I'll be back.
Can our 5-minute break be the long rest we're gonna take?
I'll be right
Yeah, we can actually just we
can-
you guys
yeah, I was
gathered
gonna
everything
Nice.
and bring it over to the stables outside of the North Look, and that way it's prepared and ready to go for the morning.
Sleep good, meat.
We're
Because
good.
if you don't do your job,
Who's in
All right.
charge
you're going to
of
get
me?
stuck with that name.
Because
So-
it's not me.
All right, so I'm gonna step away for just a second, take a 5-minute break. When we come back, we'll see what happens and how this all plays out for our new adventurers. So don't go anywhere. Stick around, and we'll be back in 5. All right, so we're back. Getting ready to drop back into our game. Thank you guys so very much for being here.
They all still
much
die.
Appreciate it.
All right, what did I miss? Because every time I tried to walk back here, another person came inside.
Man, it's getting
We got
colder
a
and your
cart and a
business is
wagon.
going up.
Yeah, and you know what's worse? Last week, I didn't have anybody the whole night. So it just seems to be whenever there's a game to play, it's like, oh, let's...
So the guy you insulted was the sheriff.
Well, I mean, he was insulting us first, but...
Was he
He
though?
was insulting you.
He was
He
just
wasn't even-
insulting you.
He wasn't even insulting, really. I mean, he was making an observation that you look like a man who could hold his ale. I mean,
That's
it's
fair.
like
Ouch.
an apt thing.
By that he means you have a
doesn't- he
beer
doesn't-
gut.
Yeah, he doesn't need the six-pack when you've got a keg.
Yeah, I mean, it was a compliment.
Look, I mean,
He also
look at Guy. Does he look like the type of person to actually, like, care what someone like him thinks?
he also questioned your ability or judge of character by giving Beldora's money, but then the party goes north to the wheelwright, and the wheelwright's nowhere to be found. There are no tracks going in and out of the wheelwright's building, but Beldora runs up and says, "Oh, I'm glad I found you. I found a cart for you. It's going to be 5 gold." And then after an insight check from Calidus, she's probably not all on the up and up, and she quickly runs away, but with 10 gold because
It's very possible he just helped steal a cart.
maybe.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. I trusted
No,
Kale's
we
good
helped
judgment.
steal it. We received stolen goods.
I
That's fair.
tried to insight check, but I rolled a 4.
So,
It's true.
So in character, we don't know that it's probably stolen,
Unless
or do we have the wherewithal to kind of figure that it was?
unless
We'll say
Calidus
that.
said
I mean, if
something.
nothing else, after we head back to the North Look, I'll kind of look over at Guy and say, I was listening to Beldora, and it seemed like she might not have been telling the truth, but you didn't tell me what to do really when you discover they're not telling the truth. So I gave her more gold and sent her on her way. Was that the right thing to do?
Well, I suppose, given the situation, that nobody else was here to guide you along the right path, and he kind of glances at the others. Yes, I suppose you did the right thing.
Oh, excellent.
Motherfuck.
What's this? You're trying to RP? Fuck you.
I know.
Today,
Every time. Yeah, just use your best judgment, and gosh, I hope nobody else gets us in trouble. I'll be right back.
all right. So you go back to the North Look. Everything's calm and quiet. The stable outside with the stable child, because it's a girl, helping to take care of any of the horses that are brought in, but it seems quiet. Everything's okay. You kind of settle in for the night, and everything feels fine. You go to your rooms, and this new Yeti skin or Yeti furred coat that you have is just magnificent. Just, you don't ever feel cold, like ever, unless it's your face or your hands. And if you don't bundle up, you feel you're probably going to get frostbite in the duration of an hour or two.
They didn't come with hoods.
They did come with hoods, but it's not going to protect your face. It'll protect your ears and the back of your head, but not your face.
You know, like a hood does.
Like a hood does.
We Dragonborn.
You clearly
did
haven't
that.
seen the way I use hoods.
So,
Do you wear the sweatshirt backwards?
If I need
No.
to, yes.
No, you pull it over and you just grab those, grab the little strings and just yank.
so you guys are welcome.
That too.
You guys are welcome to go back to your rooms and rest for the night. Settle in, wait for the morning. It's getting late fall, so the days feel shorter. As you guys were wrapping up at the market, you noticed the sun was starting to go down. It was starting to get dark already, so it was a good idea to head back to the North Look and kind of settle in. As you begin to wake in the morning, though, come downstairs and notice the inn is pretty empty. Everybody's gone. There's not... The only person is Scramsax, the proprietor, who's just kind of waiting on people at that point, just waiting on him to show up. He looks you over as you make your way into the common area and kind of alludes to the fact that not too many people wait around during the day because they have jobs, and looks at you a little funny because you're not working.
You know...
Is he trying to pick a fight?
I think he is.
Paris just stares at him and says, yeah, we're gonna go hunt down some extremely dangerous Yeti for the sake of people being warmer.
And he looks at you and says, and how much gold is that worth to you?
It's worth more than gold, our friend. It's to help clothe the people of this fine city.
Oh, you adorable, adorable tiefling, why did you tell him that?
As Calidus says this, you just hear him just erupt in laughter. It says, all right, rent's due tomorrow.
Did I say something wrong?
Rent's due tomorrow?
How much
Okay.
is rent?
Fucking 500 gold a night.
Screw you, get out and stop squatting.
The unfortunate...
I'll fight over.
The unfortunate part about this is you already know that rent is double what you would normally pay on the Sword Coast anywhere south of here. He's giving it to you on credit, which means interest.
Oh, we have interest then.
Mm-hmm.
The giants are rampaging across Faerun, but let's focus on these guys settling debt.
The storyline you really care about.
He really should have checked my credit score before doing this.
Would have never let us in.
Across, suddenly, jump cut to the Bear Team 6 fighting the Aboleth. Come
Yeah.
back here.
No, you cross-cut and we're just floating in a pool of water face down.
Yes, that's what I meant.
Mm-hmm. Suddenly, a bone falls from the sky. Whose bone? We'll never know.
I mean, if it's small, there's only two good.
So are we good now?
We're
Rent's due
being called out on
tomorrow.
rent tomorrow, so...
Well, no one knows how much rent. actually.
yeah, he's
Yeah,
not
how much-
specifically
He's
telling
being
us
kinda
what it
shady.
cost.
The tavern guy?
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
rent's
Yeah,
due
no, I'm directly
tomorrow.
asking him how much he thinks we owe him.
Yeah, okay. That is
So it depends on how long each of you have been here. If you haven't paid up front,
Guy would have paid up front. How much he's
How
probably
much
been
a
there
night?
for
an upfront room in this inn is double the value of what it would be normally.
What would it be
So,
normally?
what is it? If it's 1 gold a night, and in this area, it would be 2 gold. So, and these are...
What's the status of the inn, just so I can look it up?
This is... Hold on. 1 sec. Pulling it up.
What level of living?
It's not meager. Because it's...
modest
expected.
is 1 gold, comfortable is 2, wealthy is 4, aristocratic is 10.
it
No,
would
that's,
be-
that's
it-
lifestyle, not in-stay. In-stay
I mean,
modest
it's
is 8
more or less
silver.
covers the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I think that's still more than inn would be.
Yeah, I mean, if we're doing like the total lifestyle expenses, then yeah, it's the 1 gold, 2 gold. But if you're doing just an inn for modest, it's 5 silver a day.
Yep.
I'm assuming this would be modest because it's not.
Yeah,
super
it's
fancy or
just some
anything.
modest accommodations. It's nothing fancy.
Well,
So it'd be-
I would have put a gold down at the beginning, and
if it's double, then it's gonna be 10, which is 1 gold a day. So
oh right,
Mm-hmm.
right. I'd have
I
given him
imagine
like
Guy's been
5.
there for a week, so I'll take off 7 gold.
Okay.
So I'd still have. I think I would have been there a couple days at the most.
Is
Taylor just got told that he
anyone
could just do credit, so he's like, "Yeah, I'll do that. That's fine." So he has no idea.
is
how much
anyone
credit costs.
hurting for gold?
I don't know.
Nope. Not yet.
No, I can probably pay this, but I want to go hunt a yeti.
Yeah, let's go hunt a yeti before more
We'll
people
worry
show
about rent
up.
tomorrow. It's not due till tomorrow.
It's
We'll
not due till
We
tomorrow.
won't be here tomorrow. So
Yeah, we just
Middle
take the cart, the
finger.
yeti pelts, and ride south.
F
We'll
this
just,
town.
We'll rest and head off and seek out the Yetis and everything. One
Okay.
thing at a time. One battle at a time. First
One
the Yetis, then rent.
Battle at a time. All right, so you begin your trek to the north. You make your way through the north gate and head up the road that leads you. What is the name of that town? 1 second. Gotta check my notes because I don't remember off the top of my head. Got a million notes here too.
Kayla, did you really go on credit without asking how much it cost?
He just told me I wouldn't have to pay. That seemed like the logical
So
choice.
you don't understand what credit is.
Yeah, great. Credit's just an extension. It's a promise to pay later.
I mean, we didn't have any source of gold, did we, other than our backgrounds?
Just whatever you
the
had from your
200.
background.
Yeah, so I have
And
10
the
gold.
amount of gold left over from.
Yeah.
What
Oh
portion
yeah,
of us?
from the other campaign,
200
that's right.
gold.
I was about to say, we all got
Oh,
200
I forgot
gold.
about
Everybody
that.
got 200 gold from that. Yep.
I was waiting to see. It's like, y'all don't
Yep.
follow directions.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I still have 205 gold.
So you begin to head north. The trail from the north gate travels about 2 miles north towards the village of Targos. The trek itself, however, is brutal. As you begin to make your way outside of the safety of the walls of Bryn Shander and out into the harsh tundra of the north, you're quickly reminded why you stay at home or stay indoors most of the time. With these warm Yeti pelts keeping you safe and somewhat warm, the blowing winds howling against your ears, or is that maybe something else? It's a little difficult to determine, obviously, because your senses are overwhelmed by the environment. Your venture north, so far about an hour in, your vision obscured by the very heavy snowfall near blizzard-like conditions makes even just walking a chore. And after an hour of walking or so, your pace starts to slow down somewhat dramatically, and as such, continue walking and you start to notice tracks. I'm going to have to move all of you to a new page.
Oh no, new page.
What would be the marching order here?
Our ground would probably be somewhere near the front.
I would also probably be up front because I'm probably the one tracking.
Are we
Yeah.
not on the cart?
I would
Remain in the
probably
back.
be.
It's like a wheelbarrow
third in
cart,
line,
so
I
no one's
think.
I mean,
sitting in it.
You could ride in the ride in it for right now, maybe.
It's like a hand cart.
If you don't break it.
Don't
Oh, so this girl like completely screwed us.
Yes.
She did. Mm-hmm.
Don't
Absolutely.
force that poor horse to carry Guy's weight.
He's only
Lefty is a
220.
tiefling to look at it.
And that horse is about to keel over.
I'd also be.
It would
At
probably
the
be Kale
front?
on the horse. He's
I
a
don't
dainty
care.
little flower. Guy would be more or less towards the front. He's a tank. But I also have an extra 10 foot of movement, so I could probably be in the middle too.
Yeah, I'll take the middle
Okay.
as well.
I ain't in the back.
I am. 100%.
Well, there.
I'm
Side
melee. I
note,
need to be as close to the action as
Just
possible.
for your reference, pretty much every day around rest time and everything, I'm casting mage armor on myself again.
Okay.
So
Yep.
just kind of be my permanent.
Rez, wouldn't you be scouting up ahead of us?
Yeah, probably.
he'll
I'm
be
gonna
here.
Move that. Okay.
I'll take that spot then.
Damn it!
Okay.
I was too slow.
Yeah.
Fight.
Yes,
Okay.
stay behind me, Tiefling.
Parrot does that thing where she finds the track. She crouches down and kind of pats on the track and kind of like brings it up to her mouth to taste it. It's like, yep, that's Yeti
Don't
shit.
eat-
That was a
Don't eat the
mistake.
yellow snow.
That was. Yeah. Gross. Dumbass.
All right.
Dumbass Chromie.
So after an hour or so of walking, you notice the tracks. Not walking alongside the road, but more crossing it. Much larger than your own.
Okay, out of curiosity, what does a Yeti count as?
Probably not a humanoid.
I'm not talking about humanoid.
Oh,
What do you mean?
I have a feature that allows me to track anything that's like Fey, Fiend, or Undead. I doubt it's any of those, but
It's
might
none
as
of
well
those.
check.
Yeah, it's none of those. None of those. Nope.
okay. So, which direction does the tracks look like they're going?
Give me.
Like, is it accurate to the map? Because it looks like they're going from left.
Give me a survival check.
Well, boy, howdy! I sure hope I do good. All right.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
As you take a bit of a closer look to the tracks, you're able to kind of estimate. You're seeing roughly 3 sets of footprints, and they're heading off towards the northeast.
Oh, how did it?
Parith will hold up 3 fingers to the party and then just kind of like gesture with her hand to the northeast.
I think she found something.
You don't say.
It's
No,
probably.
actually, I do say that's why she's gesturing for us to follow.
And I'm gonna walk, but I'm gonna be very intent because this is confirmed that they're in the area. So I'm not just gonna be like, oh, doo 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 doo. I'm just gonna walk around. How? Parrot's actually gonna stop for a moment, and she's gonna kind of like kneel down to the snow, and she's gonna put her coat, like part of her coat, like on the snow. How camouflagey is that?
I mean, it's all white here. Like, it's hard to see anything. The snow itself is pretty heavily camouflaging everything. Like, anything outside of, like, a 10-foot radius or 15-foot radius of you, you're not seeing much because it's blizzard-like conditions.
Oh,
Let's stick together. I have a feeling that these things probably hard to see in the snow. And then I'm gonna walk. Do you want a perception check for me to kind of like
If
see
you're
if I can
trying
pick
to
them
keep a lookout, absolutely.
Yes. I don't trust it.
Ooh.
I'm seeing
Damn.
individual snowflakes on the
You
ground.
do. Crunch, crunch, crunch. You hear the
You see
snow
into the
under your
ethereal
feet.
plane.
But beyond that, you're not seeing it. Not seeing anything.
I guess I'll go to where the tracks and
Okay.
at least on the map, and just be like, well,
For
Unless they're
reference, how
flying.
deep is the snow?
It is knee deep for you here.
So technically difficult.
Mm-hmm.
But not yet.
Not yet. You're not in combat, but
No, but just in general, it just counts as difficult.
Perith, as you begin to approach, however, you start to hear that same howling sound again. Though this time, you're certain it isn't the wind. Standing before you.
they're upon us.
They're upon you.
Good. Oh, hi there.
Standing
Okay.
before you.
Reghed, bitch. Oh, God.
But that one's probably the mama yeti.
3 white-pelted beasts with blood covering their furs around their hands and mouth, one of which much, much larger than the others. They continue to tear apart the remains of a poor soul traveler between Bryn Shander and Targos. They appear to still look hungry. I need everybody to go ahead and roll initiative, please.
Okay, are any of us surprised?
Nobody's surprised.
Okay,
Although, you guys past or behind Parrot don't see him yet, because blizzard conditions. Keep that in mind.
So we're just hearing, they're among us, and we're like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Ahead.
Which
Damn, look at
obviously
that.
gets other attention as well, because, you know.
I actually got decent initiative.
Oh, my. Really?
Doesn't matter, he got a 20.
Hey,
There's the other
correct.
Both ends of the spectrum.
Why couldn't you do
So
that
even
last
if it's,
session?
if it's the same, does that mean, are we doing it by tie or by d20?
Usually
The
by
natural
Uh,
dice.
by Dex.
Okay, then I'd go first.
Are you sure?
I have +2 to Dex.
Okay.
Not the first.
That's kind of cute.
I have a +1.
Well, compared to this Yeti, I go first.
All right. And then give me a second here. I want to change music. Because combat.
Good.
Combat.
I would also have a +5, Zorn, but I had to shore up some other stats with that level 4.
I really kind of needed to as well, but I was like, nah, we'll just worry about those later.
All right.
What's the negative?
Fuck you, man.
So,
Yeah, no, seriously, fuck you.
Fucking shiny.
all right. Here we go. Are you ready?
No.
Carius, you're up.
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
You hear, they're upon us. But you don't see anything. You see
Real
the
quick
snow.
question.
Yep.
Half of 45 resolve in my favor to 25?
What do you mean? For movement?
Are we rounding up or down?
Yeah, we'll round up on that. That's fine.
Alright, so hearing them saying they're upon us, I'm going to move up to here. Can I see them?
No. 15 feet. You do not see them yet.
Okay, I'm going to ready a spell and
Okay.
hold it for when I see them.
Okay. Argon.
Alright, I'm going to unsheath my glaive, and as I bring the blade down onto my hand, and activate my Rite of the Storm.
Alrighty.
And then I'm going to use my movement, which would put me there.
Okay. You now officially see a Yeti in front of you. That one right there.
Wait, I just remembered the glaive has a 10-foot reach, doesn't it?
Yes.
I hit it?
And that would hit.
Sweet.
Yep, that hits. And just for simplicity's sake, I'll just go ahead and move him here and here, just to make sure that they're in a square, or in the squares. Yep, both hit. $12, $23.
Not the best on damage, but that's my turn.
Quickly making a couple of strikes with the glaive, both of which land, hits the Yeti pretty hard. You see blood squirting out across the fur of it, but it does still stand. And it is angry, and it is coming for you. And it's gonna go right here. And it is going to...
Wait. I just remembered something. I have my Great Weapon Fighting feature. I can reroll that 5.
Okay.
Since it is a 1.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Reroll to a 1 again. Ouch. Alright. So he looks in your direction, and as he does, casts Chilling Gaze.
Ooh,
Give me a
that's
con save, please.
nasty.
Argron. Yeah, you
Up
save.
your
Okay.
Chilling Gaze.
All right. And then the successful... yep, nothing happens if you survive, but he is going to make 2 claw attacks in the process. A 9 and a 12.
Neither of those will hit.
All right. That will end his turn. All cool. All cool.
Ah, yes.
All cool.
I will
All cool.
rush forward. Damn it. 15 feet's not very far.
It really is not. Blizzard conditions suck.
I will hold my action, in case something comes within striking distance like this other little baby Yeti.
So yeah, you see both of the Yeti here, but the smaller ones, but that is all you can see from where you're at. So, all right, holding an action until they get in close. Guy Everyman.
Guy's gonna draw his bow and advance a little
CK,
closer.
thank you so much for the host,
And
my
he's
friend.
gonna take a shot
And Molly, thank you so much for the host. Very much appreciate it.
for 21. Sorry, crossbow.
Yeah, that definitely is. Thank you guys so much. We are
It's on that
starting
one,
a
it's specific.
new party here in our
7.
Amongst the Giants campaign. All right, and as you pierce the flesh of this Yeti, you watch as it screeches, reaching up for the crossbow bolt, but it is too much as it succumbs to its wounds and collapses to the ground.
Aha! There's no need to fear. Guy is here.
But we have brand new party, and this is
Amazing.
their first combat.
He's gonna put
So
the crossbow away and get his sword and shield out.
they're excited. They're looking forward to it. So it should be fun. All right, Parith, you're up.
I'm going to... Parrot's gonna place her hunter's mark on this guy. It's a bonus action.
Okay.
Pretty sure that's a bonus action.
Yep.
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 And then she's gonna take 2 shots with her bow.
Alrighty.
I don't know why that's rolling auto damage. I'll fix that later.
That's fine. Yeah, both hit though.
Alright, so people who have played Rangers, Hunter's Mark only keys off once, correct? Alright, so
No, Hunter's Mark should work on every shot.
Yeah, it should be.
Oh
every
yeah,
time you
Hunter's
hit.
Mark is
Sneak attack is
sneak
the one.
attack this once.
right.
Yeah.
And Colossal Slayer will key off at the second hit. So
Mm-hmm.
so boom. Okay. Right. I'll deal with that. I don't know what's going on there.
And
That's
just
fine.
be careful, because I think Hunter's Mark is concentration, isn't it?
It does.
Yes.
Yeah, so just watch your proximity, because they probably aren't hampered by movement like we are.
So it's 4 and 6 for the Hunter's Mark.
All right, and as
And then Colossal Slayer.
yeah, that's fine.
All the damages?
All the damages, but it's still like the other one collapses to the ground, unmoving.
I just killed one of its babies.
May
Oh,
have
so did
just
I.
angered the big one.
Hey, don't worry about it. We killed the other one. I'm sure it's not mad at all.
Actually, she's gonna hide behind the gold and be like, "I killed your baby over here. It's me, the Dragon Ball." That shiny.
Bring it.
I'm
Calatus.
surprised you didn't run behind Guy.
All right. All my friends have left me, so I'm going to move forward.
What's happening? I can't see anything.
Guy, where did everybody go?
Oh,
I
he's
see
gonna run in the
Achilles.
wrong direction.
What's happening? I can't see anything.
We're over here, Calatus.
And
There's Yeti.
Yetis.
Oh, I can't see them, so I'm gonna dash, I guess, and move forward some more.
Until you run into somebody else, right?
I'll move up to. I see people. Oh, there you are. I couldn't see you through all the snow. It's everywhere.
Yeah,
What is-
yeah.
Hide behind
We-
me.
Oh, what is
We took
that?
care of a couple of these nasty Yetis already.
Oh, I see that. Okay.
Yeti already.
Okay. Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. Are you ready?
Bring
Let's
it.
do it.
This thing's gonna just fuck her day. I can already feel it.
Bring it. Why
Bring
is
it
it
on,
going
guys,
that way? Why is it going that way?
I killed its baby.
Oh crap.
Oh, it's got a breath attack.
Oh fuck.
Oh, awesome.
I've
Why does it have to go
poorly
far
in my
away
placement.
We've lived a good
I
life.
also
behind.
chose poorly in my placement.
I'm in danger.
Oh, it's only at 30! Yes!
It's Kale right now. Oh, that poor child.
Let's see. Yeah, everybody but Parith, pretty much.
You
Screw
sure you
you.
didn't want to hide behind Guy?
Yep, I'm feeling pretty good about this one.
The Yeti breathes in deeply, exhaling a cone of frigid air in your direction. I need everybody to give me a Constitution save, please.
Argon, you
Oh,
get to
no,
add
that
3.
DC.
Not that
No.
it matters.
So close. Why?
All right, I drank a bunch of that mead, and so I'm ready
That's
to
a
make
lot
this.
of damage.
Oh dear.
That's a lot of damage.
How
That's a lot of
how
damage.
far is your paladin aura?
10 feet.
I think it's
Yeah.
only
So
10 feet right now.
It would have got you too, but he probably wouldn't extend the courtesy to you.
That's true.
All right.
Everybody but that Chromie.
Fucking
So,
chromie.
releasing this breath of cold air, unfortunately, Acarius, Calatus, and Guy Everyman take 45 cold damage from
You sure
this
you don't want to
breath
roll it
attack.
yourself?
Yeah, I'm sure. We'll go with the standard. It's fine, because it
I'm
could have been
down.
worse.
It doesn't matter. I'm down.
Also down.
Half damaged anybody that saved.
Ow.
Lay sound.
Oh, 2 people. Oh, it's so
So,
close.
45
Three people.
divided by 2 is
Half orc would have stayed up anyways. They got the ratio.
20.
Oh, I'll fuck it up.
I hope you do.
22 damage?
Yeah, 20.
And seeing that,
Wait, I took the full damage. I'm an idiot.
yeah, you only
You
took
have
half.
1 HP.
Rip half the party.
No, I didn't. I subtracted the full damage. What's
Even though
half
we
of 45?
Save.
22.
And then
That is much better.
That is much better.
That's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
That's
and
a lot
then
of nuts.
and then seeing that Argron, still in front of him, is still standing. He is now angered and once again lets out another chilling gaze in his direction.
Oh, F.
You get +3. Or whatever he gives you.
Yeah, it's a 3.
Oh my
I'm
God,
really
this-
fucking good at con saves.
This beefy half-orc.
Beefy half.
I'm not even proficient. I'm not
He's
even
gonna-
proficient.
He's gonna nat 1 on his attack.
I mean,
roll,
you may as
watch.
well be proficient if you're within 10 feet of me.
Yeah, all right.
Fair enough.
Icarius. You know what that means.
Half the
TPK
party's gonna
let's
die
Boogaloo.
per,
You guys
per
are gonna die from
session.
You guys are dead from exposure.
Yeah.
Yay!
Okay. Argran, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna move up 1. And I would like
Ooh, that's
to
awesome.
now activate my Blood Curse of Mutual Suffering and amplify it.
Okay.
Fucking emo kid.
Emo kid.
It's across the street, not down
Oh,
the lane.
apparently my Crimson Rights do nothing unless they're against me.
Yeah, it's got to attack you. But hey, you're right there to tank it, so
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I'm going to now swing with my glaive twice.
All right. And both hit. Some good numbers here. There we go. Plus the storm. Okay. Anything else?
30 points of damage, and that's it.
All right. And as you pierce through with the glaive twice, yells out a bit of a shriek as it hits the arm and the leg of this beast, but really kind of leans back and just growls and looks in your direction. All cool.
you got it there. Go ahead and kill him, Agran.
How's it
I'm,
going up there, Agran? I'm only
I
hearing
was-
screams.
I was serious.
They're
This is
mostly
a
run up,
but
legit
he's
fight
ineffective.
Trudge up next to
over the
Agran
bodies
here,
of the
and,
babies. That's fine.
Boy, it sure would be nice
avoid
if
the
someone had
legs,
nailed
I
him.
guess. Maybe I give it a little kick on the way by, hoping it sees me do it. And
Does walking across its dead corpse cut down his movement penalty?
No. It's still
I
rough
tried.
terrain.
go away.
Might be more rough terrain, really.
Would it though? He'd be out of the snow.
You got to balance on a corpse.
Yeah, it's a large
Um,
corpse.
And I
Like a
will
lot.
hold my action for when this ugly thing comes towards us.
Okay. Alrighty. Guy Everyman.
Nat 1, Nat 1.
No, not.
Nat
I mean,
one.
it's bad when the party is cheering for a nat 1.
They want him dead.
Hey,
nerd,
he
almost got a
almost
20.
he almost 20'd.
That would be Jax's luck.
Dead. Wah.
Oh, that's funny.
Argren just reaches over and bops him on the head. Go back to sleep.
You're lucky you're cute. And she goes over and taps
Oh my.
Caelithus. And she's going to upcast to level 2. And hopefully this works. But, you know, it doesn't always.
Oh, man.
So
All
cute,
right.
it must be me, so 14.
All right.
And as my bonus, I'm going to move Hunter's Mark onto the biggin. But that's all
Okay.
I can do.
All right. So Mark drops here, moves over here. All right. Caelithus.
Okay, so I'm gonna stand back up, kind of looking at my body that's like frozen over halfway. That was not enjoyable. Oh, Guy, Acarius. Let me help you. I will cast Cure Wounds on Guy, and then I will bonus action Healing Light onto Acarius. So this is for Guy, every guy. I'm gonna throw that at 3rd level because I always
Guy,
throw stuff
every
at 3rd
guy.
level. So 17 back to you, and I'm gonna use 3. Oh, sorry. Oh wait, never mind. Kidding. Healing Light. I'm gonna use 3 on Carius. So 15 to you. I would like to not have that happen again. Whoop.
We have so much
We're certainly
healing.
we're gonna do our best not to let that knock us out. I mean, that was probably all of his healing.
Okay. Anything
All of
else?
my healing? What? That's funny. No, that's it.
No.
F off.
Yeah, here we go again. Ride never stops.
God, did I move far
Wait.
enough?
That's within 5 feet. That's within 5 feet. Before the breath weapon goes off, I'm attacking.
Okay. You can attack.
Kill it. Kill it.
You better do an awful lot of damage.
Oh my god, he wasn't joking about TPK.
What the fuck?
Clearly not.
I can't roll.
You
Okay,
had
go
one
ahead,
job.
kill us all.
Hey, we have your aura now at least.
I don't. Acarius doesn't.
The Yeti reaches back again, pushing out his chest and unleashes yet another cold breath upon the party.
Son of a bitch.
Hey!
Just
I missed
remember,
it
it
by
takes
one.
22 points of damage.
So long, and thanks for all the fish.
You're not in its range, Havoc.
So
You're
Forge,
not
just
in this
remember that
range.
that Yeti
go ahead.
takes
I'll
22
take his
points of
21
necrotic.
now.
Okay. He takes 22 points of
Okay.
necrotic.
Fuck you.
I will reduce my HP back down
Boy,
to
it was
0.
nice. It was nice being up for all of.
Does that
One
reset
turn.
my death saves?
It does.
Oh.
It does.
I'm in one.
Hey, you're still alive.
Really not. You
Uh,
couldn't
hit-
have slept with a blue dragonborn. This
You-
would be much easier.
You, on the other hand, Alcool,
Cloud lightning
might not
resistance
be.
help.
Oh right, yeah.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Who's this against?
Alcool. Alcool.
Yeah?
Does the first one take you down?
Yes, it does, technically, yeah.
Oof, that's bad on the second hit then.
Yeah.
That's what? 1,
It's a
2.
failed save.
It's just one failed save.
Fun!
I
Well,
was
Guess I should start rolling stats again.
I was freaking serious, guys. This is a legit fight.
I can see that, but oh
Fuck
man,
you.
having our movement being cut down really
I
screwed us
know,
on that.
it does.
It's bullshit!
I'm fine.
That's why you guys got really lucky that the first 2 Yetis you dropped instantly, like first round. It's good. They're out of the way. They're done. You don't have to worry about them anymore.
But we clumped up
Yeah.
for the breath attacks.
Yeah. Acarius. Ouch. Argron.
Yes.
Okay, that should still be
That's
within 10.
smart.
That should still be within 10 feet. Yes. I'm going to attack twice with my glaive.
This has got to be a record.
Alright,
party wipes
first one
and
hits. Go ahead and hit the second one. Yeah, wow, 17 on all
Dude.
of them so far
I
tonight.
don't know what's going on. That's really weird.
That's cool. I mean, you're nailing it every single time, and all of them are hitting.
I'm confused about his numbers. The first one here, the third.
I'm also really confused about
Yeah,
his
I feel like something's messed up on my character.
Something's broken on it because all of them are rolling a 17.
Roll it again.
Yeah, roll it again.
Oh, it's broken. You broke it's gonna roll a 17. You have the wrong thing put in there. Your D10 plus 10 is for crit only, so that needs to go. Hold on.
In the crit section.
So under
That
that
is in the crit section, my crit range. Oh, the crit range. Yeah, no, I'm being dumb. Sorry.
I was like, wait, that's wrong. That's not okay.
I wish I had a crit range.
Oh yeah.
I'm a champion, and mine's only 19.
So you need to put that under your crit damage. It's
yeah,
not
I'm sorry,
20.
I messed that whole up.
There you go. There you go. Now do your attack.
Now he's gonna nat one.
No, that last
there's the
one
first
wasn't
one.
that one.
And what's the next one? Neither one will hit.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh no. Cool.
He took that mutual damage, didn't he?
He took damage, yep. I give it to him.
Kale, just run. Don't look back.
I'm fine. I'm still up.
Your death saves reset.
Sorry,
What?
Why is that
The attack.
2?
Because you
took
whacked me when I was down.
Oh, yeah, he took damage from the second hit.
You're right. Sorry.
Uh-huh, yeah you are.
Guy Everyman.
Yay! He's
Why
too
is
stubborn
Guy
to
the
die.
You know, if Perith survives this, or Kalitus survives this, it's gonna be interesting. Because they'll be like, huh, look at that. All of these big adventurers died and I survived.
Oh,
Here.
please, Guy is not a big adventurer.
Yeah.
I was...
Shoot it in the
It
face.
wasn't on purpose. I knew it was going to be hard,
No,
but
I'm
man,
just
they had
trying to-
terrible luck.
Just trying to do something.
2 breath weapons
Have
in
the
a row?
tiefling and run. It's okay. We won't blame you.
I'm gonna drop Healing Spirit on Acarius,
Okay.
because that's a bonus action. So, well,
Yep.
whatever.
5
and
healing.
then I'm gonna...
Uh,
Ah, shit, I can't fucking see him, can I?
can I suggest something?
Oh, what's...
If Alakul fails again, he's dead.
I can also heal people.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I figured the Warlock is gonna do spot healing.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
a weird thing that I just said in my head. That doesn't-
The fuck? The Warlock's healing.
The Warlock.
Mac needs the flamethrower.
It's fine. Kalitus is gonna.
I
do
can
Kalitus
take
thing.
at least one more hit.
So, with Hunter's Mark, can I know where it is with Hunter's Mark on, right?
you have the area that it's in, yes.
Okay. I'm gonna shoot it.
And it's
twice.
kind of hard to miss this beast. It's pretty. freaking
Yeah.
big.
It's a. Trust me, I know it's big.
It's a big
scary.
one.
It's a bitch.
Yeah, both hit. No, the first one fails. I'm sorry.
Damn it. Okay. Well, I will still give it one of those. Thanks for fucking me on that, Colossus Slayer. So yeah.
Okay.
13 total. And then she's going to continue backing up.
Okay.
Run, bitch, run.
I'm just like,
Kalitus.
As Perith runs
Good,
by,
just
you
stay
see Kalitus, instead of moving backwards, he's walking forward, and as he does so, he reaches up and takes the eye patch off his right eye. Anybody that glances at him, able to see his right eye is just glowing with this radiant flame. And he's going to do the same thing he did last time. He's going to look at Alec Cool and cast Cure Wounds. healing you for 20.
Ah, damn.
And once again, looking over, seeing Icarius having a healing spirit around him, gonna look at Guy and do another 4. That 2.
Guy gives him a thumbs up from the snow.
Guy's like buried underneath and he comes
Oh,
up with a Terminator hand.
Oh,
Darn it.
that is unfortunate.
Well, you get 2 healing, you're not passed out anymore.
That's just 2
I thought
HP.
I thought you did 4 of them, didn't it?
I
just
wasn't
did 2.
trying
I'm
to
so
TPK, but
I thought
I
about
knew it
bumping
was a
all of them.
possibility if
Yeah, but it's 2 because
it went
y'all
the
need
right
to be
way.
up. I want to have some healing left over. All right. Yeah, and that's my turn.
Okay.
Forge, if he gets another 6, I'm gonna find out where you live, and it's not gonna be good.
All right.
Yay!
He did it. Let's see.
Sorry, you said
Okay.
that was just 2 HP?
Yeah.
That's fine. I'll go down swinging.
Can he get his breath back at least?
No, he did not get his breath attack back.
Oh, fuck him.
Actually, he should be here. He is going to look in the direction of Kalitus and cast Chilling Gaze.
You're within 10, so
You
you
do
get
get a
+3.
+3 because I am conscious.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Is that a con save?
Mm-hmm.
19.
Oh, thank God.
And then turns
22.
and slashes twice at Alakul.
God damn!
Really?
I just healed him. Would you please stop?
Hey, back to 1 death saving throw.
No. You have 20 health. His first attack hit for 18. Oh,
Yes.
plus 5.
Plus
cold.
5.
Never mind.
Yes. And
Never mind. And the 5 cold.
There
So,
are
yeah,
at least 2
one death save.
Dragonborn players that wish they wouldn't wait Dragonborn or still.
or just
Okay.
took the fucking ring of warmth.
Fuck that ring.
Icarius, you just got healed for 5. You're now alive again.
Is this the start your turn healing spirit?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I accidentally rolled it so before, but you got
That's fine.
5. So
You got 5 healing, so
Oh, okay. That's fine. I am going to step forward so I can see him, and then I am going to cast Ray of Sickness.
okay. Do it.
If
that's sick, man.
I can only cast it at level 1, so level 1.
Con save?
Yes, DC 13.
He failed.
Alright.
Carius, you beautiful elf.
All right, and he takes 10
It's
poison
poisoned.
damage.
Yeah, it's 10 points and he's poisoned until the end of my next turn.
All right. So poison means he is disadvantage on attack rolls, correct?
I'll look that up for you. Yep,
I
disadvantage
believe it's
on
disadvantage
attack
rolls.
and ability checks.
All righty.
I'm going to take a step back,
Okay.
and then I'm going to spend 1 key point to use the dodge action as a bonus action.
All right. Argron.
I'm gonna move there. And I'm going to swing for the fences.
Do it. Yeah, that'll hit.
14?
Does not.
Just barely.
Just
Or how-
barely does not. Okay. That's some good
15 points
damage.
of damage.
Nice. All right.
Slaves are
Anything-
badass, dude.
They are pretty badass. Anything else?
No, I don't think I have any other bonus actions.
Okay. Hello, cool.
Yes. I don't wanna.
I know.
Oof.
Guy Everyman. You
Do
have
your
2
job.
HP.
Guy's gonna stand up on his feet. He's gonna come over. He's got his sword and shield ready. He says, "All right, you big baluka, it's time to bring you down."
17 hits.
Of course, my crit range would be on the other side.
You get 2 attacks.
I do. 15.
15 hits. AC acquired.
Now I'm going to action surge and do it again.
All right.
There you go.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Go champion! 19. Woo! Okay, that's 15. Ah, there it is. On the other side again. Did I get advantage for sheer moxie?
No.
Okay. Well, that's still pretty good. He says,
Landing.
"Why don't you pick on someone your own size?"
Landing 3 solid strikes against the Yeti in front of you. It shrieks and start to cut across the stomach of it. At this point, you're not so much worried about the pelt as you are just getting out of here without dying. Quickly jabbing forward, and then one solid piercing strike that goes through and up into actually into the hip area of this Yeti as it reaches down, grabbing to its hip, just growling and snarling in your direction. It is still barely standing. Perith, you're up.
Yes, Harith, that is me. I'm the one who is up now.
Yes.
Just checking to see what the... Okay, shit. Okay, I'm gonna bonus move. I'm gonna bonus action to move the healing spirit onto fucking shiny.
On to shiny.
Yeah, onto the shiny. Nobody tell him I did that. And then I'm gonna shoot him a whole lot.
Shoot him a whole lot. Do it. Yeah, all of those hit. 5, 6.
Ignore the second one. Sorry, I double clicked.
Alright,
Okay,
what is
so
that?
that's I ignored the second Colossal Slayer. I
16.
accidentally clicked twice. So 19, 22, 26 total.
16.
Wait, are you including that first 8?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
8 and 8,
19.
8 and 8, 16, plus 3 is 19, plus 11 is
Where are you getting the second 8 from?
8 for the first attack.
Yep. and then
Oh,
11.
8 on, you didn't crit on the second one.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah,
that's
that's
what
right.
I was adding
I
in.
didn't. I
Yeah.
didn't get a crit. If I could use Zephyr Strike, that would have been a little different. But I had to
Okay.
move some things.
Okay, so 10, 20... What did you say it was?
26.
How did you bring down the abominable Yeti?
I shoot it once in the forehead, and then I split the arrow in twain with the second shot and drive both arrowheads into its brain.
Nice. And as you do, it stands up stiff just a second, and then the cold wind blows and crumples it over, actually collapsing back over in this direction, imprinting into this, 1.5 to 2 foot of snow that's all the way up to your knee. covering part of its pelt. The beast has been slain. You guys are worse for wear, but it's fine. You survived.
I told y'all it wouldn't be any problem. You had Guy here looking after you. And, like, Gale, that was some good healing you did there. We would have had all of our numbers if you weren't here.
As he's saying that to him, Kale was quickly putting the eye patch back over his right eye and smiles over at guys. I'm just happy to help. That Yeti was a bit ferocious.
Well, it sure was. No wonder that Sheriff had injured his arm. He only had to fight one of them. And breath attack. Whew. It took us all for a loop, didn't it?
It was not enjoyable, that is for sure.
I had no idea it could do that.
Is Alakul still on the ground?
He should
Well,
be
at some
he
point,
would
the
be
healing
healing
spirit's
now.
gonna kick in.
Yeah, it would start now.
So
Guy's gonna offer a hand to help him up once he's...
the healing spirit normally is like a little dragon spirit that kind of like breathes healing on people. But when it's over Alakul, it totally just whizzes on him. And that's how the healing is administered.
Wow.
So chat wants me to have the healing spirit heal the Yeti. And the Yeti is back and
no,
we're fighting it.
That's a bunch
but
of bastards. Tell him to shut up.
Well, considering I get to decide who the spirit heals, no. But thank you, chat.
You also can't heal something that's dead.
That's fair.
Barbecue a Yeti here in a second if I have to.
As we do it right now.
See, I told
how
you
much
they
healing
wouldn't
does this thing
die.
give a round, and how many rounds does it have?
It lasts for a
1d6.
minute, so
Yeah.
we all just get to take turns rolling in it.
Yeah. Just
How many
roll
more
it.
rounds does it have?
I cast it 2 rounds. I'm just gonna roll 8d6. And then that's how.
It's fine.
Plus another 31.
You know, now they're encouraging me to turn the abominable Yeti into an undead Yeti.
Make it a lich.
Do it.
Make it a
Lich.
lich.
Gentleman
We will
Jogar,
actually F
please
that.
stop.
That's Frost, by
Frost
the way.
just wants to see us suffer.
Frost, don't be a dick.
You can't kill Guy. He is invincible.
The thing is, I
Unless
think
you
we
hit
would
him with
actually
2 breath
kill a
attacks.
lich faster.
I mean, CK is right. Kai would probably turn it into an undead Yeti, so...
Good thing he's not
true.
here.
Yeah.
Or is
He
he?
would, he
Or
would actually
is he?
Or is he?
survive long enough.
Dun,
The Yeti
dun,
pulls off the
dun.
mask. It's like, it was me.
It was me all along!
I'm
So we all
gonna
get
go
31 points of healing
Yeah.
back?
Yeah, everybody wants to roll around in the healing spirit.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I want some of that 31. How much do I?
You've got all of it.
Everybody
Oh.
gets 31. We just take turns running through it.
Yep.
It's my healing spirit's dope. Best healing spell in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be fine for a round 2 if you get rid of the snow.
It's like
So,
almost all my HP back. That's sad.
That's
So,
crazy.
Agaran, that was
Yes,
a
CK,
really
yes.
good ability you had there. You stayed up fighting the whole time? Is it?
I actually didn't use Relentless Endurance.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you're talking about?
Not really sure what relentless endurance is, but boy, I
I
trust you to
wasn't
fight at
talking
my
in
side
character.
any day. I know, I was though.
I was confused about what you were talking about.
He's just complimenting you.
He's in character complimenting you on being a good fighter.
Is
I
everybody
know, I know it hurts, but Forge didn't have it full attack me at all.
Do what?
He made a groan sound, and I was just pretending it was at Guy's expense.
So,
Thought I could just show off my healing in the first fight.
Now comes my favorite part of a hunt.
I gotta see how good I am at failing death saving throws.
It was
you're
not
pretty
so
good at them.
I'm really good at killing my characters if they're down, dude. I am really good at it.
I'll assist Parith in any skinning and all that. I'm proficient in survival.
Alright, let's do this shit. So, survival for skinning. I have advantage. So, here we go. For all three. It's going to be big one, then the two little ones.
Yep.
Well, that was going to be it anyway, but I'll take the credit on the big one
Little,
anyway.
little, big.
That's fine. All of them will succeed.
So
On
26,
which
20,
one?
and 25.
Which one are you actually going for?
It was going to be big, little either way.
Oh, big, little.
It was
little.
legitimately
Okay.
big, little.
Okay.
Because I was
Yeah.
next to the
26,
big.
20,
And you have
25.
advantage, correct?
Yes, because I'm getting assisted. So.
Yep.
Yep.
26, 20, 25. Yep, you will be able to do so for all of them.
Nice.
Yeah, it's going to take a while. Might consider setting up a fire here if you can.
I'll do that.
Try to keep some warmth. It's going to take a few hours to cut through all of the flesh and to carve the pelts off of these beasts, but you're able to do so. And the horse, which I'm just going to say you guys went back to get and brought back over, because I didn't want to put it on the map because I could have killed the horse, but I didn't want to.
We appreciate that.
So since we're taking a few hours, does that consider a short rest?
Yeah, you'll be able to get a couple of short rests in.
Guy's also gonna cook up some of the meat.
Ooh, short rest? Hell yeah!
Fucking Warlock's favorite thing in the world.
Let's go.
You
So,
just spoke
I've-
my language.
I've never cooked with Yeti meat before, but don't you guys worry. I'm gonna take you to Flavor Town.
It's like you want us to kill this character, Ren.
Oh my god.
And you do, I'm pretty sure.
This character is gonna die.
I'll have to show you how to barbecue sometime when we actually have a proper kitchen.
Oh, that'd be real swell. I think we could probably get some of this back and try and make some steaks or something out of it.
All right.
Parrot
Well,
cuts
Well,
out the
hopefully
big
we
one's
can
heart.
sell
She just devours
some
it.
of them.
She's like, "Argh."
anything else you're wanting to do before you try to gather these and bring them back?
Kale is not even really watching this. He's like, oh, your skin. Oh dear. Okay, I'll keep watch over here.
Kayla says the heart's the best part.
I
I'll
will
take your
protect
word for
him on his watch because I don't think he can do it.
Argeron will turn to Parith and go, I get the next one.
You can have the other two. I wanted the big one.
Oh,
I'll take it.
There are 3 of them.
I'll take those two.
All right.
I didn't share the third one with anyone.
Oh, it's up to him.
I know, greedy fuck.
Hey, I did a lot of damage there, and I took a lot of hits.
I'm also cooking for you.
He's got a fair point. Drop one in the stew.
I've got a nice little fire going. Cleared out the snow down to the ground.
Let's see. Do I have a fire pit? I think I do. Hold on. Here, let me see.
Oh,
Fancy. Oh,
Look at
wow.
that.
That looks really good in the snow, too.
Nice.
Alright, I'm
I
no
dug
longer
down in
standing
the
watch
snow
with
and
you.
happened to find a fire pit.
I like fucking
I
drag
moved my
things
watch
over
over here.
Put this
I just dragged the
on.
Yetis over to the fire, and I'm like, yep, I'm gonna cut them over here.
All right.
But yeah, I'm gonna skin them. I'm gonna get some meat out so that we can cook it. I'm gonna eat a heart. Very enthusiastic.
Ah,
Yeah, Kale
All
is
right.
just enjoying the fire, but not really watching.
And you're
He's,
able
pointedly
to
turned away.
you're able to scavenge anything you want off of these. You will get a considerable amount of meat if you're trying to gather it to take with you. If you're just making it for a single, like just for the meal here, then we won't worry about it.
My idea is, if it tastes good, we'll bring it. But if it's like gamey or tough,
it's gonna be gamey.
I'm also going to take a
that's-
tooth from each
Gamey
Yeti.
is not necessarily a bad thing, though.
Yeah, it's not bad. Is it like
It all depends on how you cook it.
Well, we'll
Yeti
see.
chili.
We'll see how the cook goes, and if he does good, then we'll be like, yeah, let's bring this shit. I'm cutting it up to be carried either way. So.
Let's make Yeti chili.
Well, did anybody assist my cook there? Because it would have been a 21 with assistance.
No, it was
13 is still okay.
Yeah, I mean you're able to prepare it and cook it just fine. It doesn't taste amazing, but I mean, what do you expect in the middle of a frozen tundra with?
Yeah, I didn't
gamey
come
Yeti?
prepared with spices.
Yeah. Who were the ones that were carving the meat?
Perth was basically just cutting everything up.
Okay.
Argron was
Her
also
and
helping.
Argren were doing.
Give me 2d20 roll.
2d20.
Mm-hmm. 29 pounds of meat off of these beasts.
But you can only carry 10 back.
It's salvaged, yeah, that you could pull off. So if other people wanted to carry it, you probably could, but
We also got that cart.
you do have the cart.
I also remembered, is the body they were chewing on around? He probably had some stuff on it.
It's kind of in the between where they were, like, so actually more over here because it's where they started. It's not looking so hot. It's mostly just bones at this point.
Probably can't look for his gear.
You kind of look around, you're not really seeing any of his gear. I have a feeling maybe the Yeti ate it, but it was probably just cloth stuff. Wasn't
No worries,
anything
worth asking.
important. Yeah.
As you're
Nothing
searching it, Kale sees you going over there and actually joins you. And as you're searching the body, you see Kale's kind of leaning over with his head bowed, saying a small prayer for him.
Real unfortunate what happened to this fella. If we had made it out here sooner, maybe we could have done something.
Yes, it is very unfortunate for this poor soul, but hopefully he has a better time in the afterlife, and the gods will watch over him. With that, I'll move back to the fire.
All right.
Turns out he was an atheist. He's going on the wall.
So
I
yeah,
was gonna make that joke too. It's like, or he's up on that there wall where.
so you're able to scavenge some food, and you scavenge 2 really nice sets of pelts off of the 2 smaller Yetis. The bigger Yeti, you're only able to gather the back, mostly because it took a lot of damage to be able to bring this thing down.
Even on a crit.
Even on a crit, I mean, you could try to gather some of the front, but for the most part, that's where most of the attacks were going. So it's going to be a little harder to gather anything off of it. But you gathered more pelts in this trip than Sir Barrick did, because he, as you know, he brought back the 1 pelt from the 1 Yeti, and judging by the size that you had seen when you were within the temple, it's the size of the smaller Yeti. It wasn't the giant abominable Yeti that you had fought here. So you're able to gather all that up, you put it onto the wagon and begin to prepare, I'm guessing, and heading back towards the town.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. And as you gather everybody together and start making your way back to the south, you start to hear a rumble in the distance. Lots and lots of rumbling in the distance.
I'm going to do perception or nature?
Survival?
Perception.
Survival to...
Yes.
Perception.
Oh, come
Can I do
on,
one
rolls.
also?
Sure, all of you can.
Roll.
21.
Okay.
Yep, 12.
Perith.
Sorry, mine was lagging.
That's okay. Perith and Argron, you know what this is. These aren't tremors. They're large footsteps. And they're coming closer.
Something's approaching us. Something big.
A lot of somethings.
A
My
lot
neck
of
cut out for a
somethings.
second. I'm gonna need you to repeat that.
I said they're not tremors on the ground.
Oh,
They're footsteps. A lot of footsteps. And they're coming in your direction quickly. But that is where we will end tonight's session.
no. F in chat for this party.
We should run now.
You should run.
Yeah, we couldn't even handle Yeti. We gotta go.
You should run.
Can we just not fight in snow ever again?
Yeah,
That's
sure. I'm
exactly-
sure that's
I mean-
an avoidable problem in Icewind Dale.
We have
Why are we up here?
We have a sorcerer who's just going to fireball most of the encounters for us, so it won't be a problem.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's fine. Totally fine.
Yeah,
Granko's dead now. You know that, right?
totally just cut out there again. Sorry.
There's scary shit's coming towards us. The game is over
Giants
for
are
them.
coming.
Session's over, but there's lots of stuff coming for next session. We need to run now. As the
All right.
designated healer of the party, I say run.
Run quickly.
As
Get away.
the designated leader, I say we charge forward and protect the city.
All right, you go. We'll be right behind you, buddy.
I'm gonna go protect the city from the walls
Hey.
surrounding it.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
take
that's the safest
our Yeti pelt loot and not even go towards the city because I imagine that's where those giants are going.
No, they're coming towards us.
What giants? Who say anything about giants?
We're
They're
heading
big
towards
footsteps.
the town, and that's why we hear the steps.
I mean, they could be titans. There could be a fucking.
There could be
Terras
many
coming.
things.
I mean, shit. We
It's
don't
true.
know what it is.
It's the Great Modron March.
But we'll find
The
out in 2
terrorists.
weeks when we return and see what's happening in the world around you.
Hey, I'll be off work that week.
Yeah.
It's
Day before
All
Thanksgiving.
right. Yep.
Rep.
I'll be home all day. All right, I'm going to end stream and I'll be right back. Okay. That was awesome and a lot of fun, and yeah, I love it. I love giving the players a challenge, making them work. That's my thing. I want them to be challenged, and I want them to think about the combat and it to be important. Thank you for tuning in, all of you. So many people tuning in. And again, Molly and CK, thank you very much for the host. I very much appreciate it. We're done for the night. Our friends over at Welcome Party are playing tonight, though, a game called Leverage. It's a D&D-esque kind of tabletop game. Go over there, and we're going to go and say hi to them. Don't forget, I may or may not, I haven't decided yet, I may or may not be here tomorrow to play some Fallout 76. The beta is live tomorrow, so I might do that. I don't know, I may just want to hang out and have fun. Fate's game night is Thursday night, though, and then Friday, tune in for Sealing Dragons. Session 3, super fun. Everybody is amazing. It's going to be a lot of fun. So tune in for. I will see you then. But until then, be safe. Have a great evening, and I will see you on our next session. Have a good night, guys.